How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another live show, of PD's football live show. Um, Lots to talk about tonight. Definitely, the garbage performance against Leicester last Sunday. The game tomorrow night against Anfield, where God knows what is going to happen. As well, there's games getting postponed because of COVID outbreaks. We had one confirmed tonight. And that was Burnley against Watford. We had another game confirmation in the Championship, Millwall against Preston, I think it was, as well. Lots of games, teams getting hit by COVID outbreak. Hope they get well soon, as well. Hope they're back playing very, very soon for their teams as well. Fortunately, we had some announcement because there's now been a retirement confirmed, which involves this man here. Sergio Aguero has now confirmed his retirement from football. The bloke looked absolutely in bits when he was doing his final interview as well. So, yeah, I mean, was it good? So, there you are. Anyway, we'll rattle through some comments. I think we've got one guest waiting in the background already. So, yeah, which we'll read out. White Trout says, "Evening, Pete. CFC, the Mancunian way. Good evening. Hope you're well. You said you were planning to come on, so feel free to come on if you want to as well. The link is pinned in the live chat as well. Mark, good evening. Hope you are well as well, mate. So, yeah, anyway, guys, don't forget to like the stream. Drop your comments in the live chat. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. And if you would like to make a donation as well, Super Chat is available as well. Click the dollar sign and it will show you what to do next. Definitely. So that there's just another thing before we get my guest in. We're really heavily linked with this man here, Kieran Trippier. Take him definitely. That would be great if we could land in, but they can't stop there. We need more signings through the door. Well then, first guest is here. It is Mr. James Sharkey from Toon Army TV.
Good evening, Peter. How are you doing?
Yeah, and canny. Well, let's start with that awful performance against Leicester City on Sunday.
Where do you start? I mean, we haven't got the greatest of records at the King Power. Like, yeah, we've had a couple of decent wins in that, but we've had, like, not to forget, a 5-0 defeat. And obviously, history tells you where Leicester are finishing that they probably should beat us. And given the expectation of us trying to get something out of the game because we got a result against Burnley, I think we were quickly put back to a place, the minute we conceded that penalty and we went 1-0 down. It was always going to be, an uphill task, because if you think where we are in the league, we've only won one game. We're defensively shocking.
Yeah.
I thought first half we played quite well. We contained them.
we did in a way.
Like we had a lot of possession. Just didn't really test the goalkeeper anywhere near enough, if not at all. But we'll look positive up until when the penalty happened. The minute we go 1-0 down, I think the lads' heads just dropped. I don't know what Eddie said in the second at half time for the second half, but I think whatever Brendan Rodgers said, I think he's probably given a kick up the backside to go and get the second and go and kill off the game. And
yeah,
the minute we concede the second goal, it's just how many goals Leicester get.
Yeah. I mean, was that a penalty for you?
At first, I thought it was a penalty, but that was just at first. But then the more you look back at it, because we got like some sort of replay, but then obviously VAR didn't really check it. So obviously they just give the penalty, and we thought, oh, well, okay, it must be a penalty then. Mm-hmm. But then when the pundits were looking back at it at half time, they were like, nah, it's not a penalty, that. And then I had to take a closer look, and I was like, yeah, I think we've definitely been robbed their mind. But to be honest with you, looking back at that match, yes, okay, it wasn't a penalty. And yes, Jamal Lascelles, he's been given some stick, and, he's been getting some abuse as well, which are things, it's silly, really. It's unclassy. And obviously, whoever's been saying it should be ashamed of themselves. But at the end of the day, yes, we know he's not great.
That's what you wonder. Has he come off Twitter altogether because of abuse where it's gone too far, or because Is it down
Too
to
far?
who just
Too far, just brainless people. Just yes, I get it. He's a captain, and yes, I don't agree that he should be captain. I don't think he's.
You could be constructive with your criticism,
but some people go too far. That's the problem.
Yeah,
across the line.
That's the thing.
But the thing is, looking back at it though, right? I don't take away that, right? Jamal Lascelles wasn't just a fault for the way in which we lost that game. Like you look at the second half though, you know what I mean? Everyone was abysmal. Everyone, except for probably Joe Linton, he was probably the only one who ran around was making something happen.
That's the only one who tried it.
Crap. He's been crap for me. He's been crap all season. By the way, he was terrible against Burnley in the win as well.
Now, there's people been saying for Liverpool he should be dropped. I say it's not a bad idea. Do you agree?
I wouldn't disagree, but unfortunately, he's one of our more creative players, like one of the quickest at the club, and I just don't think we can afford to. Do you know what I mean? Like
possibly. Or you could have either Fraser or Murphy out on the wings, and they'll provide something in the box, possibly.
Do you know Wilson. What? Fraser against Liverpool to start wouldn't be a bad shout, and brings ASM on in the second half. But the thing is, I think it's because we know what St. Maximin's capable of. Obviously, Eddie Howe looks at the training. He looks at each individual player. And he knows that there's something from St. Maximin, but for me, it just sounds like his head's been turned, or something's happened, and he's just not with it. But we know he's a good player, but it's not just St. Maximin. You look at Joe Willock; he's been off the pace.
Yeah, he's terrible as well.
Yeah, listen, I think we're struggling.
Yeah, I mean, well, Liverpool, I think it's a write-off completely, 100%.
It is, but you know what it is, though? It'd be typical Newcastle to go turn up and get a draw or something.
It would be.
Good evening, boys.
Mr. Dan Gravis, good to see you, man. It's been a while since you've come on, so well.
Oh, Southampton have turned it around. It's 2-1 Southampton now against Crystal Palace.
Is it really?
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse equalised, and Armando Broja has just put Southampton 2-1 up. Wow. And Celtic have just scored.
Well, and so
that's amazed.
Well, what side do you think Eddie Howe's going to go with? Is he going to go with the same, or do you expect a couple of changes, possibly?
Changes.
Jeff Hendrick to start.
Oh, no.
There's no way he goes with that same side. I think the way he was talking, Sean Longstaff could be in for a shout tomorrow.
Maybe we'll see. The back, I think he could be keeping it the same. That's the worrying thing, though. Even though I said take Lascelles out, but Fernandez has now got an injury.
If you're going to start complaining about that Leicester penalty, it was never a penalty in a million years.
No. At first, I thought it was a penalty, but they didn't give where the VAR didn't check it at first. Because when you look back at it when he puts his leg out, because they only showed it once. I was like, all right, because it all happened so quickly. Do you know when you go to VAR though that they're meant to check it, they didn't, which shocked us.
I remember watching the game on Sunday, and even Graham Souness and Alan Pardew in the Sky Sports studio, they said, "Nah, it was not a penalty," and I agree.
Oh no, that is literally when I changed my mind, because when he gave it, when Madison goes over, you're thinking, all right, well, we haven't had the benefit of the replay or anything like that. There's no VAR check. Literally, the refs went straight for it and pointing at the spot. You think, all right, then. And then he's obviously scored.
And did you see Tillman's reaction the moment Madison went down?
Yeah, he tapped him. Yeah, I seen it. I didn't really click on, because normally they're meant to show you the VAR. They didn't show it. Like, do you know what I mean? In motion. So obviously, when it got to half time, I had to look back at it and I thought, "Ooh, we've been robbed there."
I think Leicester were looking for that penalty. They were absolutely looking for it.
To be fair,
the moment Madison went down, they were all saying, "Oh, come on, ref, give us the pen," and you just give him it.
To be honest, though, take the penalty away. I don't even think it changed the game, because the second half there was just not there anyway. Like even Eddie said this morning, he goes, "Oh well, had we actually looked a little bit more braver in the second half and looked for the equaliser, it could have been a different game at that point." But he just says we're collapsed. He goes, "That's probably happened."
I think we did more than collapse, to be honest.
Yeah, we did. It could have, honestly, it could have been 7 or 8 to Leicester. And I mean, I went down, it was a 5-0 defeat, and that should have been double figures. This one, honestly, was probably just as bad.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Man City won 7-0 last night, and we've got to play them next. Probably will be double figures on Sunday.
Well, I hope not.
Oh, well,
the way we're playing, the way they're playing.
Now it would be just typical Newcastle to get a couple of draws against them both.
This is a What do you think of this comment? I've got a funny feeling there's going to be suspension of the season.
No.
I
don't think they're going to follow it. He has me reasoned, right? He has me reasoned. They can't, because you've got to think about it, right? We've got Champions League coming back after Christmas. You've got double Premier League matches over the festive season. You've got You've got FA Cup coming up, and then you've got obviously the League Cup quarterfinals as well. And then after that, obviously, you get the knockout to the European competitions, and then not only that, you've then got to get next season started, and then it's got to stop again for the World Cup. There's too many games. You can't. Where they're going to do it? How are they going to do it?
Exactly. Beetle Greg makes a good comment. See, Max keeps going into business for himself. There's 10 other lads on the pitch. Use them. Exactly. I mean, just his hold on the ball was really, really like, what's he doing? Why is he not looking to get people in play?
As far as I'm concerned, against Leicester, the whole squad were poor. Even Wilson, he hardly did anything. St. Maximin did nothing.
Wilson has been poor this season, mate. Terrible.
So as far as I'm concerned, against Leicester, the whole squad was poor, and we deserved to lose 4-0.
Yeah,
so
the only player who tried was Joelin again.
Well, Johnson tried, but it just wasn't good enough. The whole squad wasn't good enough, so we deserved to lose 4-0.
Yeah,
and Leicester, they had their chance. Yeah, Leicester had their chances, and they took them.
We're trying to play off from the back, which we've been paid massively for.
I said I'd play Fraser against Liverpool tomorrow. Just give him his chance.
Yeah,
Another thing as well against Leicester, we went backwards far too much. That's deep boost football. Just play backwards far too much.
We did. We were getting annoyed with that.
He's got to work with the same side till January. But I don't even think January's going to fix a lot of things. Or do you know what I mean? It's not going to do anything, at least this summer. But who knows where we could be? We could either be looking at a Championship season or a Premier League season. We really don't know until at least March. Nobody knows really.
And speaking of,
I do believe it'll be a Championship season because that's how poor we are.
It wouldn't surprise us, but the thing is, we might have to rebuild in the Championship.
That's a possibility. Speaking of January, do you think, since we are linked heavily with Kieran Trippier, is he a player you would take?
Problem is, does he want to drop from a Champions League side to a potential Championship side?
No, we'll see. Depends.
That's the question. That's the situation we find ourselves in.
Well, another thing is, lately, Kieran Trippier is not getting played by Atletico Madrid, and if you're an England international, you want to play for teams, so I think Kieran Trippier, he will go to Newcastle. He will get played. That's the main thing. So, yeah, I would take Kieran Trippier. I
would take him, but I'm not going to be super confident it's going to happen.
Well,
Kieran Trippier plays at right back, and Manquillo can play both at left and right back. And at the minute, we've got Paul Dummett, Lewis, Ritchie. They're not left backs.
He's a poor player, by the way.
Who's that?
Yes.
Manquillo, I think he's a poor player. I genuinely don't think he's good enough.
Did do well. I mean, did do well. Patrick says, forget our December, our second starts January with a new team, hopefully. Be looking to have matches in January. GB says, hi, Shocky. I don't hope you will be looking to have matches in January. MFC says, I am audio only if that's okay, Pete. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, I'll get a bit now. We've got Rob, Man City fan. Yeah, welcome, mate.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Yourself?
Thanks,
yeah, I can hear you.
I just said, your mate Dan there just said a minute ago about how we spanked Leeds last night.
Yeah.
Anything's possible, but I think that you'll get some points out of either us or Liverpool.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. We're Manchester City, if you remember. I know we were only founded in 2008, but I've been going for about 40 years. And these things happen, Paul. It'd be absolutely typical of us to come to you and just have an absolute nightmare of a game and you sneak a 1-0 win off somebody's ass or something, you know? So I'd be more optimistic.
Did Man City lose to Crystal Palace as well?
Yes. Exactly. You know, we dropped points at home. We dropped points to Southampton. We couldn't score, and we lost to Crystal Palace. So yeah,
I've got to say, Crystal Palace have had a good few victories at Man City lately as well, haven't they?
Not tonight though.
Listen, there's always, and you can never write one team off. But I mean, I'm sure you've all been long suffering anyway. But things can happen in football, mate.
By the way, it's Christmas as well. Like it's Christmas. There's so many games. There's going to be a lot of injuries. There'll be a lot of people, tired players. So anyone could beat anyone really around Christmas.
Exactly. And if you've watched Liverpool at all recently, they are winning games, but they're not phenomenal. They are a bit of a myth.
I mean, it was just 1-0 against Villa, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Only a penalty as well.
I don't think Liverpool wanted to beat Steven Gerrard the way they would beat Newcastle. So
Mohamed Salah be rubbing his hands together looking at our defence tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Keep
what I'm
rubbing his hands
dreaded.
together. He goes,
Mane-
I'll be looking at 6 tomorrow.
that's why I'm debating. Do I triple captain Salah in my fantasy Premier League tomorrow?
Or
Because I
what you
think
could do is
Salah
put
will get
them
it.
both in. Put them both in, right? And they score own goals. Newcastle win 2-0. There you go. There you go. Put that one on.
Yeah.
In my dreams, mate. In my dreams.
Oh, yes. But, yeah, I was going to say, Rob, go back to that game last night. I mean, speaking of Leeds, are they definitely suffering a second season syndrome?
I think it'd be too easy to say it's second season syndrome. I think Bielsa's the technician, isn't he? It's like United have just got this Ragnarok guy. He's the technician. He's the guy that orchestrates things from behind the scenes, but they never actually translate that into winning trophies. Bielsa's an incredible man, but what you saw last night was, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne has been missing for 6 months. He turned up last night. Jack Grealish, since we signed him, has been woeful. He turned up last night. Phil Foden's back from injury. You know, we've gone under the radar a little bit with our injuries this season and our absences, which is frightening for the Premier League. But our Leeds,
Sorry, Dan, you're quite. I can hear a lot of echoing. Apologies, mate. Sorry, Dan,
they don't play like Man City. Don't play with a recognised striker, but they run around and you score goals.
We have a front five. Yeah, we have a front five.
You literally run about. That's what a lot of sides got to run around. You know what I mean? You make it look easy.
Yeah. I was going to say, Dan, what's people's score prediction for tomorrow night? I think he's definitely going for Liverpool.
I'm going to say 3-0. I've got to say at least 4-0 because Liverpool's attacking is so good and Newcastle's defending is so weak. So
there's been a goal.
Yeah, Liverpool got to score at least 4 because, like I said,
I think you'll get something out of it. I think somehow you'll get something out of it. You'll play 5 at the back or something. You'll load the midfield.
And plus, when was the last time Newcastle went Anfield? At least 25 years ago since we last went Anfield.
Records can be broken.
Records can be broken, yeah, absolutely.
They can be, but still, the squad that Jurgen Klopp has and the manager Jurgen Klopp is, with the way Newcastle squad is, easy win for Liverpool.
Yeah, goal stands. They've just scored. Goal stands.
Who scores?
It's Brighton 0, Wolves 1. Roman size on 45 plus 1.
Oh, wow.
1 of Wolves. Goal stands.
Yeah, so Wolves happen to be without Jimenez tonight because of his 1-match suspension. But
they've just literally fired one in. Go finish.
Can I ask if you're writing games like the Liverpool game off and the City game, and you're not silly for doing that because it's look at the league table. But what are your realistic expectations come the end of January?
Where we're going to be? Where we need to be?
Well, we know where you need to be, and that's not in the bottom 3. But where will you be?
I'm hoping that we're still in touch. Like I'm hoping that we're still around 16th, 17th. You know what I mean? We're not stuck in the bottom 3. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
it depends who we sign. Really, to be honest, I mean, if we don't get any decent players, then it's obviously we're going to be bottom of the table. I'm going to stay bottom of the table.
Even take away the signings, all right, with the current squad. Like we're hoping, even like Watford, we've got Watford coming up on the 15th of January, right? You're hoping by the end of January we can beat Watford at home, and I think we've got another couple of sides that are in and around Wales. So I'm hoping that we're going to be around there, not to cut adrift. But I've got that feeling we could be.
Do you look at games? Do you look at games and things then and sometimes think, right, this is one we can completely write off. This is one that we might get some points out of, or do you just have an expectation for every game that you'll turn up? Because you can turn up.
We can, but the thing is, this season there's been too many games where we've just not turned up. And obviously, it's not Eddie's fault. It's not anybody. The squad's just not good enough. But they're trying, but they're just not capable. So
Shocky. Well, you know it's all my fault. Steve Bruce's fault.
Well, yeah, it's still part of Steve Bruce's.
No, like don't get us wrong. Like Robbie, you're correct. Like we could go to Liverpool tomorrow and somehow hit house a 0-0 draw and let you play 5 at the back and let them have like all the possession and walk away with some some points.
We were in your position once, and shit house in a 0-0 draw is not always the worst thing in the world. It's a terrible going from Newcastle to Liverpool as an away fan. That's a shit night out. Shit house in a 0-0 draw, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you do it.
Well, you know.
It's the same with It's the same with Man City. Like, we could really frustrate, and fair enough, we're probably more likely to get beat. But you just don't know on the day, though, do you? You just don't know what if the squad's going to turn up. Like, I've seen us like play like Man United and play like Arsenal, and all of a sudden we've turned them over, like Chelsea as well at home. Like, oh, we're not expecting to beat this lot. You know, had such a good game, and everyone's rocked up and was good.
There's a distinct difference between Manchester City fans. If you're 20 years old and a City fan, you think that we're going to batter Newcastle 8-0. But if you're my age, like if you're 40, you think banana peel, absolute banana peel. After what we've done in the recent 3-4 weeks, where we've turned over Paris Saint-Germain, Villa, West Ham, blah blah blah. This is the game now that we're all looking at going, well, this is our banana peel. This is where we unravel a little bit. And even, like you said, even if you get a 1-0 win against us or a 1-1 draw or something like that, that's more points than you went into the weekend thinking you were going to get out of it, isn't it? So,
yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Spot on there. I mean, what did you think, Rob, Guardiola had to do to get that, to make sure Man City were really comfortable on the night against Leeds?
I think Manchester City in the last 18 months have done something different than the Manchester City when Pep Guardiola first came, and that is we're playing football our way. If you can get the ball off us, you might have a shot on goal. But if you can't get the ball off us, you just have to sit back and watch what we do, which is what we have done. We did it at Old Trafford, about 2 months ago. We did it at Liverpool pretty much, apart from, the second half was a little bit different. But we've done it all season where it's basically, we've got possession of the ball. If you can get the ball off us, good luck, but you can't. So we don't have to worry anymore. And this sounds very arrogant, and I don't ever want to come across as an arrogant Manchester City fan, because that's not what I am and who we are really. But if you can't get the ball, you can't play football. It's as simple as that, and that's what Pep Guardiola has done. Get the ball, you might do something, but you ain't getting the ball off us. Possession stats are ridiculous anyway. Like last night, the possession stats against Leeds, it was something like we had 67% and they had 33%. Did you see Leeds have 33% of the ball? Because I didn't.
No,
not by the looks. They have a lot of possession. Like when I watch them, they seem to have a what frustrates me when I watch Leeds, they have a lot of the ball, but it's what you do with it. You know what I mean? That counts, and that's where they go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for Rob. How do you feel about Sergio Aguero right now, Rob?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed that Pete put the picture of him in a Barcelona kit, because I've had more games in a Barcelona shirt than Sergio did. But it's a joke. I'm devastated for the guy, but at the end of the day,
I'm actually because he's such a lethal striker. He's such a lethal striker, and for him to end his career the way he did, it's a shame for him.
It is a little bit of a shame, but he had a decade in the Premier League, and out of that decade, he was only really playing for 7 seasons, really, because he had a lot of injuries. But he was an incredible footballer.
He was.
I just hope that whatever's wrong with him, whatever's caused it, because I know that there's conspiracy theories flying around, but that he's okay and he has a long successful life outside of football, because I'm sure he'll find some way to stay involved.
Absolutely.
Hopefully not like Maradona.
I think he'll go back to Manchester City in a coaching role or in this role, something like that. But
I agree with you. I agree with you to an extent, but you can't get nostalgic. When you bring a former player in as a manager or something like that. You guys did it with Alan Shearer, who wasn't the worst. Let's face it, he was okay, but he didn't get the backing of the board, did he? But
no, he didn't. No.
You can't always be nostalgic about players. Like, for example, people have said, "Well, let's bring Vincent Kompany back as an assistant manager." Why? He was a great player, sure, but has he got the acumen as a manager? You don't know. Why would you do that to yourselves? How many people could be on the Newcastle payroll or the City payroll as a hanger-on, saying, "Well, I used to play for you for 10 years, so give me a job." The list would be endless, wouldn't it? So you can't overdo it, but maybe in some sort of role, sure. Like as a striker coach, being one of the world's best strikers doesn't necessarily translate into being the world's best striker coach, does it? So it's just a suck it and see situation, I think.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, well, guys, hope you are enjoying the stream. If you want to hit the thumbs up, please subscribe if you're new as well. And if you would like to donate, Super Chat is available on the channel as well. Hit the $sign, and it would just take you through on what to do next. So yeah, we've had some games being postponed because of COVID outbreaks. Sorry, Dan's quite loud. Just hold on, I'll have to put him on mute for a moment. There's been COVID outbreaks at other clubs as well. I mean, Leicester have had an outbreak. Man United's now had an outbreak. Watford's now had an outbreak as well. I know you said they're probably not going to postpone the season. They might just postpone our games. Rob, what do you think about that?
I don't want to get political, but Boris Johnson's buried himself in a casket about 58 feet deep, hasn't he? So he has to live with whatever decisions he makes. What the governing body of football has to do, so different. They could pick and choose fixtures. They could. Isn't there this scheduled winter break that's supposed to be happening at the start of January or the end of December, something like that?
Yeah,
they could delay that.
Yeah.
They could kick fans out of stadiums again for a couple of weeks. They could try and recover the lost games in the summer. There's all sorts of stuff they could do. But at the end of the day, we want to see football without people getting hurt, right? We don't want squads breaking the legs to play games. It's not necessary. So if games have to get postponed, they have to get postponed, and we just have to live with it.
Yeah, well, we've just joined by a couple of guests. We got Ryan from Canada. He's popped in. It was just on John's show before. And we've got Mr. Archer.
Good evening.
What is that, a monkey tail? Oh, my word.
Yes, that's what I call a monkey's tail beard.
Yeah, it's on the 70s, because you know Aaron Archer loves the 70s.
Archer,
What?
did you not learn from the first time you went to Leicester?
Nah,
Yeah.
obviously not. Nah, did he?
Can you see why I didn't go back on Sunday? It just happens, doesn't it? 5-0, 4-0. The next time you go for your hat trick, it'll be 3-0. Maybe we're getting better, like, but you know.
I just had a really bad feeling that they would have scored 5 goals, 4 goals. To be fair, I've literally had 2 experiences during the King Power. Not good enough. So I think I'm going to avoid the King Power Stadium for now.
Aggregate.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible, wasn't it?
Oh, what's happening here? I'm watching Arsenal against West Ham at my social club. Something's happened at the match. Is it a penalty to Arsenal? It might be a penalty. It might be a penalty to Arsenal. Is it?
I'm looking at the Dawson Lacazette situation.
Oh, it's Anthony Taylor, Newcastle's unfavourite referee.
That's got that on.
No, that's not a pen. No.
Nah, I don't think so. Just like Newcastle against Leicester, it was never a penalty.
Well,
That's intense the game though. Like, Wardy had the game was like lost in the second half. If I'm honest, we conceded another 3.
No.
We are honestly we are just a poor football side. I keep saying it in every video. We are a poor football side.
I mean,
4-4-2 does not work for us, man.
Sharky.
Hello, Dan.
Well, you know we are such a good football side.
We're just predictable every game we play. Like,
It's 4-4-2 for anyone in the last decade.
They will not have to break sweat against us.
When was the last time we did anything with 4-4-2 football?
Well, you know, I feed the players kebab and cheese chips every time before the game. So, you know, that's how poor they are.
Yeah, exactly.
We got irons in the fire.
Carl says, look at this tough run a different way. All our teams out the way, Indonesia, January. That's not a bad point.
They might prove to be difficult, though, because you got to think in January that all the sides around were still need points. Like Watford, for example, need points. Norwich need points. Do you know what I mean? There's no easy game now, I don't think.
I saw the game
surrounded by survival specialists.
With the squad that Newcastle have, and in this Premier League era, we've got no easy squad. We're screwed.
Look at the game against Burnley, right? We only beat them 1-0 to them. Burnley. Yeah, fair enough. First win of the season.
And
1-0.
And it was by a goalkeeping error as well, so that's how we won.
Exactly.
So it wasn't easy.
Exactly. We are a poor football side. It's as simple as that. I can't put it any simpler than that. We are a poor side.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way. Well,
the table does not lie.
Absolutely right, mate.
Well, it's got another guest.
Hello.
Newcastle are
First of all, good evening. I think Newcastle very good club, but I stay in Villarreal. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello, how's it going?
Newcastle are about what?
It's Unai Emery.
18 months away from being
Unai Emery.
a stable club. All you've got to do is survive the next 18 months, right? Realistically.
Got to survive the next 2 months, really, to be honest. If we don't get a good signing in January, then we're screwed.
So how long we got Jeff Henry?
But what is a good signing in January?
Exactly, yeah. We've got Jeff
Yeah,
Henry. He should
exactly.
be captain or the Jamal Lascelles.
Good center backs.
What is a good signing in January?
Good center backs.
Tarkovsky would be good stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like the average bog standard Premier League centre half now costs 50 million, and you need
Yeah,
more
man.
than just our centre half.
Someone like a Connor Cody, I would like.
Cody would be fantastic, but good luck getting him out of Wolves.
We're lucky.
I can't see us getting Cody, and I don't know about him.
And now you keep saying, right, you don't want Cody because he only works in a back three.
Can I just say
Yeah.
that we've got
I think you should sign.
we've
With
got some
Bobby.
academy players.
He has
That
a
are
very big
currently,
willy.
we've got some academy
Oh, yeah.
players that are currently in the German leagues. Like we've got Tommy Doyle in the German leagues. We've got Taylor Howard-Bellis in the German leagues. Both of them have played in the Premier League. Both of them
Yeah,
have got
Reece
decent
Oxford.
experience.
Reece Oxford.
Why wouldn't you try and poach some of our kids? The competent players.
There
who have
is
been playing
also-
under-
Grosso Slanger in the German league.
Can you turn off that voice changer, man? What the fuck is that?
I can't hear it because it sounds very thingy.
It sounds like when Steve Bruce in an awkward press conference.
No, you didn't. I'm thinking, what the hell was that?
Sounds like Steve Bruce with his
Sorry,
mouth
I
full of
think,
kebab.
Do you know what he goes?
I think he's got audio problems. I apologize. I think
Who's
it
got
Yes,
the TV on in the back?
Sounds like Steve Bruce with his mouth full of kebab and cheesy chips.
A Stevenage kebab.
Oh,
I'm just glad we don't have to have it ever again.
Yeah.
aye, that's true.
We're gonna get beat again.
Hmm?
Arsenal's women are losing again. They're trailing.
Arsenal's winning or trailing?
They're trailing half an hour 1-0.
Who is,
really?
sorry?
One
Arsenal.
West Ham. West Ham, is it?
Arsenal's women are playing Hoffenheim in the cup.
Oh, Arsenal women.
Aye, they're losing 1-0. Aye, Germany.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
I think Newcastle United should play the Newcastle United women, and if the Newcastle United women win, they should take their place in the Premier League because they're obviously a better team.
Many years heard of a football club called Barrow.
Yeah, Bowen and Furness. Yeah,
Aye,
they're too liberal in this switch.
They beat Ipswich 2-0 in the cup. That's good for them. That's a
Yeah,
start.
Barry Robson wouldn't be happy.
Aye,
Who's got all that background noise?
It's
not
done.
me. Done.
It might be me because I'm at my social club. I've got the West Ham Arsenal game on the telly.
I promise you, I've got Sky Sports
If you
on
can
the
see it there.
back, but that's very quiet.
Yikes,
You
don't
can't
get Pierre's channel deleted.
It's
West Ham nearly scored 2 for hours, nearly 1-0.
Oh. Johnny says, Ian says, our team is a good League One side, let alone Championship.
That's
Bring
right.
on the transfer window. Yeah, I mean,
That's
we
what
need
I
that to. That needs to come right quickly now. It
The
really
type
has to because
we're 19 for a reason because the team simply isn't
It's
there.
shocking.
You know?
Well, this
Do you know
is why
about the
I'm
result
asking
last
them.
season when Joe will have come good and we stayed up?
yeah, he's been terrible all season.
This is why
It's
I'm
not just
asking
that,
you though.
one, right? The whole
What
team
are
was
you doing
terrible
in
last
January?
season. He just all the stuff. He won a game, he got the game, he scored the goals and kept up. You know what I mean?
What is it that you're going to do in January to ensure that you don't get relegated? Is there anything you can actually do in January to ensure you don't get relegated?
Not be as shit as other teams, I guess.
We'll have to shift up because we obviously got a 25-man squad. We've got players who aren't even in the 25-man squad who could probably get in the first team. We've got to
Get rid
shift
of
on
Gillespie.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult. That to shift on players.
Mhm.
Who's going to? By the way, who for that is going to walk this?
I didn't even hear a word you said.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's going to win our football in January?
hold on. I mean, it's just.
Is wages an issue? Have you got 25 players that are on crazy wages that couldn't go shipped out to a championship club or to a foreign
Yeah,
club?
exactly. That's like Dwight Gale. Like I think he's on too much for a championship club.
He
Probably.
go him like right now.
See, one of the things, now we went through this a decade ago, and we ended up with Mark Hughes as a manager, and we ended up signing like Rocky Santa Cruz and all this other crap, and we ended up with a squad of like 30 odd players that were just 6th to 12th in the league. They weren't ever going to challenge for a title. Now you're in the opposite sort of end of the problem, which is you're at the bottom of the league. You've got players that aren't even good enough to get you out of the bottom of the league. Yet you need to replenish your squad completely. And how much money have you got in January to do that? I mean, like I've heard that you've got about 50 million to throw at it in January, which realistically, like I said, was only one Premier League centre half.
I think 4 really bad teams in the Premier League, and only one of them will stay up. Newcastle, Watford, Burnley, and Norwich. One of them will stay up. The rest of them are all half decent sides. The 4 I've just mentioned are all poor sides.
Norwich are relegation specialists. They go down. They're worse than bloody West Bromwich Albion for going up and down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Burnley are the survival specialists, so that's probably your team staying up.
Yeah.
Go on. I'll go off now because I'm obviously creating a lot of noise.
No problem.
I was just about to say it's going to be between ourselves and somebody and somebody else, like to stay up. I think Burnley and Norwich will go for me. I think it'll be between Newcastle and Watford.
Well, I will say Newcastle will definitely go down along with Norwich, and it is going to be Burnley or Watford. But I'll probably say Burnley.
That could, we say Burnley, but Newcastle are away to Burnley on the final day. That could be some final day fixture.
No.
It could be the fixture that sends us down.
Remember we said that. Remember we said that about Fulham, but thankfully it wasn't.
I know.
Yeah.
I legit said that. I generally thought we're down before Fulham. If I'm honest,
For me, it was the 4-2 against Leicester that saved us. That was like, okay, we're safe now.
All right. Well, obviously I'm creating I'm creating a lot of noise right here, so I'm going to head off now. So it was good speaking to you all, and I'll see you all again soon. Okay.
Take it easy. Bye.
I just think it's still gonna. There's still a lot to play for, but this is a lot harder than I've seen it for us. Like, I mean, it seems already that we're getting sort of cut adrift because you got the sides like above 17 for like 6 points ahead of Watford, who are 3 points clear. I mean, we've got so much to do.
I think if you look any lower than 12, any team lower than 12 can still get dragged into it. But the problem is that Newcastle you don't have the tools currently to get yourselves out of it.
No.
Tell you mentioned tools. We've got a bunch of tools playing for.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You have got some bright sparks. I mean, I know. Pete, you said before that perhaps might be a time to drop someone like St. Maximin. Drop him. He's not undroppable. But the problem is with players like that, sometimes they're the players that just show up for 5 minutes and get you an equaliser. Possibly. Or get you a 1-0 win. That's the problem with that type of player. We've been there before, mate. We've had players like that.
He's also... Oh, sorry, go.
No, I was just saying, like, we've had players before where it's sort of like, what the fuck are you doing for 8 to 9 minutes? And then they'll score a header in the 91st and you're like, oh, that's what you were doing. So sometimes you just got to stick with
possibly. Well, we'll just see when the announcements tomorrow. I mean, for the lineup, see who is included, who's taken out the side, etc. We're up to with me comments again.
To tell you something, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, because obviously I don't watch Newcastle as much as you lot watch Newcastle. But when we played against Wolves the other day, they had that Traore who was trying to run the line for him. Big, physical, strong player. He's a bit of a League One player, but he has got strength and he can bully our team, because our team, they're not muscle men.
Yeah.
Now, when I look at St. Maximum, I think a bit of a similar thing. You put him in against us, is he going to cause us problems by being more physical? Traore. He is a skinnier Traore, but he's still more physical than our defense. I mean, Diaz and Laporte, they're not muscle men, you know what I mean?
I think Diaz looks like one, but I think the other ones, they look kind of like an average, like slim body type. But like Diaz looks like a very strong guy.
Steve, how he said on the radio, he said every team can be got at. Like, I agree with him. Like, if I can put a mind to it, any side can be got at. Like, every side's got a weakness. What do you put my ball?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point there. Yeah, you got a good point there, Shoki.
They have, like, we could tomorrow, like, if we play Fraser, for example, and we drop St. Maximin, if he starts off well, you never know.
Possibly, we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
I'd play a front three of Jacob Murphy, Joe Linton as like a false 9, and Fraser as the wing.
Do you remember the false 10?
No. So would you take Callum Wilson out the side there, Ryan?
Yeah, well, I think now's the time to drop or to rotate the team also.
Possibly. I mean,
I think we need our best team. We need everyone fit for the next 2 home games.
You might disagree with this. I'll play Sean tomorrow, like, against Liverpool.
Well, I said yesterday I'd play Hendrick.
I play Sean, mate. I think, by the way, Eddie was talking the day. I think he's going to give Sean a run out because obviously he didn't play in the last game, did he? Didn't even make the bench. I don't think.
See, yesterday I wanted to actually play a 4-3-3 with take Isaac Hayden, put him in the midfield with Hendrick and Shelby. But now today, to be honest, hearing that Fernandez is out, I'm kind of tempted to put Isaac Hayden at center back because the depth we have, the center backs we have is not enough. And I'd rather have Isaac Hayden over Lascelles.
Where's your pace? Where's your pace? Because I saw Liverpool. Liverpool were playing about 3 weeks ago. I can't remember what bloody game it was. It might have been West Ham or something. They only won 1-0 or something. But when the opposition had the ball, they broke at pace and it really got up Liverpool's nose. Like Virgil van Dijk couldn't handle it. Now everyone's he's a bit of a myth centre half, honestly, Virgil van Dijk. But everyone gets after him. But when you get up his nose, or you get up like Andy Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially if you actually attack them with intent, you can actually get at them. And too many teams are too scared to actually get at them. So I'm just wondering, can you hold that ball up in midfield and break with pace?
No.
I'm trying to help you.
We're going to get destroyed in midfield, assuming that if they play Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago, sorry, that's game over already.
Yeah, but no offense though, Jordan Henderson won the lottery because he's a man. He's like us. He's faking it. He's not real. He's not a footballer, Jordan Henderson. He's the luckiest man in world football. And I'm sorry if I'm offensive anyway there to anyone. Jordan Henderson.
Well, I mean, he played Sunderland, so he doesn't offend us.
He's won the lottery, but that's the thing. He's won the lottery. He's won a Champions League, and you look at him and you think you couldn't even play Sunday League football, mate. But the problem is that when teams play against Liverpool, they don't get under the skin. They don't get after them. They don't try and bully them. They let them dictate play, and that's
we're one of the worst sides for it.
No, that's the thing. I'm just going to rattle some more comments. Hi, Shocky. Shocky, it was good to see you at the last home game. Did you see Jonathan there, Shocky?
Yeah, I did. Good to see him.
That's good.
See a lot of people.
I think this might be someone trying to con me into a different name there. Can you read that?
Yeah, but I'm not going to read it out in front of the whole public.
No, that sounds a bit.
Not going down that route.
Jordy says, "Are we all ready for a cricket score tomorrow? I hope we get a win, but we all know it's not going to happen. Sadly, well, no. Traore's there. Please never compare the Gucci man to Traore. Traore, he's been very hit-y-missy this season, I would say.
Good player on his day. I mean, he puts the baby lotion on.
It's more about comparing the physical presence to what you've got up front, and that's how you get at teams. Because
we've got nothing else. We're just a poor side. We really are. There's no sugarcoating the whole thing. Like, our midfield's hot. I don't rate any of our midfielders. Not one of them. Not one of them.
You're talking like me 20 years ago, mate. It does come.
Honestly, I generally don't rate any of our midfield. They're all garbage. Terrible.
You get cut through like butter in midfield most times.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Like, what annoys me, and I get Eddie Howe's got to do it. He bigs up John Joe Shelby. I get it, but he's a terrible footballer. Finished. Get him gone. I want. Do you know when you feel like you just want to get rid of the whole side and just start again? Yeah.
Well, even Joe Willock's shocking and all.
Actually, not everyone but Dubravka can just start again. Literally.
You know what? It doesn't help that we always have different combinations in midfield and stuff like that.
We've got no settled midfield.
The best midfield I've seen this season is probably against Watford, I'd say.
I mean,
all of them were pretty decent that game.
It says a lot about our players when we're going to struggle to get rid of them. Like, who's actually going to pay the wages of our footballers? You know what I mean? It's just,
Championship. Then they can't even afford it, probably.
Exactly, like, especially with the pandemic and stuff.
Traore is the biggest pace fraud, merchant fraud ever. If you guys want Adama, you might as well sign Usain Bolt. He is faster, stronger, and probably can put in a better cross.
Usain.
I mean,
thank you.
See, that's the thing about. That's kind of the thing about modern days that, like, I feel like fans gas up players for pressing all the time, but like they're supposed to do that. Like, that's part of the game.
But it says it's Brian Dahmer. Okay. I thought it was going to be another funny. Jonathan says, PAU, shall you come to the match on Sunday? Yes.
Make sure you bring your identification and stuff, otherwise you won't get in.
Rob, do you go to? Are you a season ticket holder? Do you go to the games as well at Man City? You there, Rob?
Sorry, mate. Say that.
I was going to say, do you go to the Man? Are you a season ticket holder for the Man City game?
I've been a season ticket holder for 34 years, mate.
Nice
there you
one,
go.
nice.
That's passion.
Nice one.
You must have been enjoying that popcorn yesterday against Leeds.
You know, some Leeds fans yesterday said that we're disrespecting football. Okay, whatever.
Not really.
Well,
Like, the thing is, what noise is it wasn't your fault that you got bored out. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Just gotta suck it up and get on with it. It's our takeover. Nobody likes it. Or you're gonna be the next Man City or the next Chelsea. Well, not really. There's sides that have been like bored out, but it takes longer than normal. Do you know what I'm saying? It might not be the way in that respect. As long as we are a well-established Premier League side, we're spending money and we look like we're competing, even if we get Europa League, for goodness sake, every season. As long as we look like we're doing something.
Well, we had Europa League for the first couple of years. I tell you what, though, being taken over, it's double-edged sword, mate.
Look at Portsmouth. Look at Portsmouth. They went straight to League Two.
That's in the success terms. I'm talking about the soul of your club. Now, we're the butt of every single joke, Manchester City. Oil money, blah blah blah. Every single joke, and I'm sure you've all made them as well, which is fine. But we came from Main Road, right, and we had 33,000 people every week at Main Road in Division 2. You know, the third tier of English football.
Oh yeah.
And now we're at the Etihad. Granted, we don't fill it every week, but there's not teams don't fill seats. They just don't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Not like they used to do. But we get told that we've got no fans or we're a plastic club, and part of that is our own fault, because if you go to somewhere like Ellen Road, or you go to even Newcastle, or you go to Old Trafford, or you go to Anfield, there's a statue of one of their greats, like a Bill Shankly or an Alan Shearer or something.
You guys will have a statue soon.
Well, no, we have got a statue now. We've got a David Silva statue that looks more like you than David Silva. You know, we're a bit of a Mickey Mouse. You know, we've got all the, you know, we could have put like a Joe Mercer or a Malcolm Allison statue from the 60s and 70s, or we could have put like a Bert Troutman statue from 1956 FA Cup final. You know, the goalkeeper that broke his neck during a cup final and carried on playing. That's real history, but we get accused of having no history, and our own club don't exactly help that when they sell it as if we are actually 2008 FC. So it's a double-edged sword. You're going to make a lot of enemies. I remember before we got taken over, Little City, the team that I've supported all these years, they were everyone's second club, especially when they played against United or something. You know what I mean? Everyone sort of liked Manchester City. But since the takeover, like I said, we're the butt of every joke now and nobody likes us, which is what it is. It is what it is. But
can I just say something about Man City as well? Like, also, you got to remember as well, there's a lot of demand. Like, people don't always have the money to go and watch the game. So, say, for example, you've got a game in the Champions League on a Tuesday night, followed by a game on, say, Saturday or Sunday. You can't afford, it's too much money, something.
Absolutely spot on. We're a working class club in a working class city. The average wage in Manchester is about £13,000 a year, and one third of the families in Manchester are using food banks. Yet they expect you to go to a Premier League game on a Saturday for £50, a Champions League game on a Tuesday for £50, an FA Cup game, and another £50. It just doesn't work in reality. It might, if you're a Man United and your average fan base comes from Norway or Ireland, it might work. But when you are the working class team in the city, it just doesn't work in reality. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think those stats you kind of labeled out in those, whatever you just said, like, people don't want to educate themselves on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is,
this one look at it and say that you don't fill out stadiums. There's more to it than that.
There's absolutely more to it than that. But like you said, people don't educate themselves. But Manchester City don't help themselves, because have you ever heard of Bert Troutman?
No.
Now, if Bert Troutman was Manchester United's goalkeeper or Liverpool's goalkeeper, you would have had it rammed down your throat. You would have known it inside out and backwards. But that's the thing with Manchester City. We don't celebrate our 130 year, because it is 130 years. That's the other thing as well. On our badge at the minute, 1894. We weren't formed in 1894. We were formed in 1880. But they've whitewashed the club to change it to this new modern agenda. And it's just, you will experience these things. Trust me, you will. It's something that happened at Newcastle. I remember there's one guy, there's like some bald Man City fan. His name's Steve. I forget his full channel name, but like I see him on YouTube quite a bit. And he said that he's like, we have more history than PSG. And I'm like, yep, that's true. They're formed in, PSG's the same age as my dad. In 1970, Paris Saint-Germain were formed. You know, we were formed in 1880.
Yeah.
We were the first team in the north of England to win a domestic trophy, but it doesn't matter. But it's the same. Listen, honestly, it's the same with Newcastle. Like I know that I watched an interview recently with Alan Shearer where he talked about for a while at the club he had a bar in the ground named after him, didn't he? But then they took away the name of the bar from him, and he was thinking, well, maybe the new owners might bring him back into the fold. But you will experience it over the next couple of years with Newcastle, where things that you're proud of from your history.
Yep.
They'll either get promoted or they'll get fucking written out of your history, and it's bad.
Come on, Rangers, get in, Rangers.
Yeah, that's definitely absolutely. Jonathan, yeah, sure, you can come in.
Oh, I can't believe they just get in.
What's the latest? I'm just going to look for the latest scores of the game. Wolves won up at Brighton.
Still 1-0 Wolves.
2-1 up to Palace.
Yep, and
Arsenal and West Ham are goalless at half time.
That's the main thing I'd say to your fan base is just keep banging the drum for what you are. Don't let anyone dictate what you are.
I'm just proud to support my football club, if I'm honest. Like at the end of the day, like as you said, like we're just a working class city. Like we'll go to work like 5 days a week, and then we'll live for the weekend. Like we'll live for like the football and that. And what happens. You know what I mean? If you win, great. If you lose, fine. Hit the booze. Just talk about it. So that's the way I feel.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, strangely, because I was used to us losing for so long, I have to get drunk now to watch us because I can't handle success. And that's partly a joke, but it's partly real, mate. Trust me. When the level of expectation at St James's Park goes through the roof, and you are in that Champions League quarter final, or you're in that FA Cup semi final, you'll start to get very, very fucking nervous. It does happen, mate.
It comes down to fine margins too.
When you get close.
Yeah, I could tell already. Like our expectations are going to go through the roof soon, and like it's just part of it now.
Well, the thing is, these new owners, they're not this football club to mess around, you know what I mean? They're not hanging around, they'll put money in.
Yeah, they have the expectation too. Like Amanda Staley said she wants to win the Premier League in like 5-10 years.
I think it's good. I don't think we'll do it as quickly as what Man City did it, though. I think it's going to take a lot longer for us.
See, the thing is, when we first won the Premier League in 2012, the only real opposition was Manchester United. Chelsea were in the middle of a rebuilding cycle. Arsenal was sort of like coming to the end of their dominance. It was only Manchester United left, and even then, it was the end of Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United.
Yeah, Spurs did you to a degree as well, like a little bit.
Jonathan, you there?
Go on for Crystal Palace.
You're it, Jonathan?
And about views.
Yeah, Canny.
Good.
Good. Well, what did you make of the game on Sunday, Jonathan? Absolutely shocking, wasn't it?
Keep a shit.
I mean, it was. I mean, we just went down with no effort and nothing. Second half
you could do better than them, I tell you.
Chad, mate. I would have done. If I was a manager, I'd be telling Eddie Howe, me. But that first half performance, that second half performance, get them sorted, man.
Looking right. It was good to see you the day, Jockey.
It was, mate. It was good to see you too. Hopefully see you on Sunday.
Have a fucking shave your scruff. You need a blue shave, mate, I tell you.
When down, you keep it. I'm sure you won't say that though. I mean, look at his beard compared to mine.
Yeah.
Looks like Santa Claus.
Jonathan, how do you fancy us against Anfield? Do you think that's a massive write-off?
We're lucky to get a draw.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean,
we get a point. I would love to beat City on Sunday, though.
Well, let's see.
You might just do it. You seriously might just do it because we have a banana peel all the time, mate. So you might just do it.
Oh, is that a City fan you've got in the chat talking to us now? Like, that's it.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we got Rob there.
I'm excited for the 2 Manchester games. I'm really excited.
But what was it?
What?
I mean, what about Man United at all? I mean, do you think they look any better under the new manager?
I do. I think
I thought it was terrible at Norwich.
At the end of the day, they've still got the same tools.
Found a way to win. That's not their manager. You made a couple of subs, scored, drew the penalty and scored.
Manchester United's history has been about playing with width and playing wide, fast attacking wingers, and now they've gone fucking narrow as fuck. They're playing Jose Mourinho football.
Yeah, That's a good point there, Rob.
There's been a goal at Crystal Palace.
Who's winning, Shorty?
2-2 now. Crystal Palace have equalised. Andre Ayew, I think. Or Jordan Ayew.
Jordan
Ayew.
That's it. Aye, 2-2. Harry Southampton.
Arsenal.
That's it. Now it's each at the minute with West Ham and Arsenal.
I thought you said West Ham was winning.
No, West 0-0 at the minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. White Trout says, how does everyone feel about Villa's run? Did we seriously miss out with Stevie G?
No, not really. You couldn't have predicted it, I'm honest.
This run won't last. It happens with every mid-table team.
Are you going down tomorrow, Pierre?
What, sorry?
Are you going down to Liverpool tomorrow or not?
No, I'm not this time.
Peter? I mean, Arsenal, are you going?
No, I wouldn't dare go and do it at Anfield. Hey, John.
Archie, you're not going to... Archie, you haven't got a top on, are you?
That's sweet. I've got a top on.
Oh,
man.
Archie, that's scruffy, that, mind.
Isn't that a long word?
I know, but the public, I have to spot that.
When you get level 7 on the stream.
Oh, God almighty. Level 7, Dave. Shearer69, I've supported two for over 60 years, so I've seen the best and worst of the two, but always optimistic that Howe will keep us up. Yeah, hopefully it will.
You've got to trust that he'll bring her back up. I think he's the right man for the job.
Yeah.
Short and long term, he's the right man for the job for now.
Exactly. I mean, he's young. Who said he can't become a really good manager?
Is he the right man for the? Can I ask him what way is he the right man for the job? I'm not saying that he isn't, but is he more the right man for the job? If you get relegated, he can bring you stability in the Championship and bring you back up.
Yeah, like even if we don't come up straight away, like because obviously you can't predict the Championship. But if we went down, if we give it a couple of seasons, I hope it's not 2 seasons in the Championship, but he'd be the man that he knows what to do. Do you know what I mean? Give him a bit of backing.
From an outsider looking in, the biggest thing that Newcastle need to do is fucking clear after the waste out of the club.
Oh, absolutely. There's far too much of that.
Do you know where the club shop is? It's going to be a jumble sale.
Kieran Clark needs to go.
Still got a lot to sell.
Yeah, I mean, just
Kieran Clark, Dwight Gale,
Kraft, Hendrick,
Gillespie, Carl Darlow.
Yeah.
Jamal Lascelles, the whole defence. I mean, the midfield. I mean, keep going if you want.
Oh, we got another guest here. It's Billy. Come on, Billy. Come on, let's hear that song again from Monday night. Come on.
John wouldn't let me sing it earlier.
Oh, He
went mad. He's not singing on my channel, he says.
Oh, you got another Sinclair moment on the channel.
Come on, Billy. Let's hear it. You can say it on my channel.
Okay.
John Sinclair's new friend, what he said
he
calls it. Go on, then. Here it is. It's similar to the Joe Linton one. He says, come on, then. Let's hear it.
You ready?
Yes.
He left the Brazilian. We think he's 1 in a million, but he's dipping his wickets a jillion. It's John Sinclair.
Hey, what? There's going to be a stand named after John, called John Joe Linton stand. Just for John.
You've just hit on something there that's actually fucking one of the points I was trying to make before.
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, we used to have a song about fucking everything. The Invisible Man song. We had songs for everything. And then about 10 years ago, we lost our soul. And if you listen to any of the Manchester City fucking not match going, but like the kids who make the songs where they record what's going on and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
They all sound like they've got West Midlands accents or Cockney accents now.
Really?
Do you know how you meant to bring this on then?
Say that again.
That's like watching Newcastle. Like when you see the team, like we didn't exist on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like 4-0 defeats in there. They wasn't invisible goal.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We used to have spirit and we used to have like this resilience born out of the fact that we fucking lost every week. And that's what you've still got right now. So cherish it. That's all I'm saying. Just cherish it.
Did my West Midlands accent kind of bring you onto that, Rob?
Well, a little bit. But the fact that you were singing a creative song about your love of football, which is what we used to do. Now all we do is sing fucking generic football songs. And it's like the soul's been ripped out.
We're fucking rich.
I think the worst is when I heard those Americans do the Mendy Shark song. Oh, my God.
That's it.
That was fucking cringy as hell.
Could be worse. So
Man, Raheem Shark.
I mean, let's face it. Let's say that, like, we've got a guy at the minute, and I don't usually like to throw shade, although I love it, but we've got a guy called Esteemed Company right now, who's our social media representative. You know, when they do these fan events on Sky Sports.
Oh yeah.
Right, and he's only had a season ticket 2 years. He didn't give a fuck about the club until 2009.
Really? Wow.
No way.
No, that's a fact though. But he's the biggest representative of the fans for Manchester City. He's not from Manchester. He's never had the season ticket, but because his face fits and because he says the right things.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. You've always got to be honest with yourselves about what you want to be and where you come from, and that's what I'd always say.
If he says what's popular and doesn't swear, then Sky will get you up.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it about being, you know, super friendly and amicable and all the rest of it. But you've got to be realistic to what you are. Newcastle United. If Newcastle United start winning the treble in the next 5 years, don't let yourselves be replaced by your new breed of fans that suddenly think that you win every week. And
that guy.
win every week.
That guy, I see him. Okay,
that's a fair point. Actually, yeah, it is a fair point. Because we've seen it historically, haven't we, over the years, with Manchester United, with Liverpool, with Arsenal.
Yeah, there you go.
Years ago, there's a bloke walking around Coventry with a fucking Blackburn top on the year they won the league.
Manchester United's biggest representative is from Leicestershire, and he was brought up a Nottingham Forest fan. In the 80s, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United were fucking stabbing each other with Stanley blades. But yet, you can be from Leicestershire now and support United. It's a bit mad. It is, and look, this is a completely different thing as well from domestic fans and foreign fans. If you're from Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, wherever, and you want to watch the product that is the Premier League and you want to choose a team to support, that's fantastic. But if you're from the country of England and you were born in Somerset and you support Newcastle, I don't know whether that's quite right. I'm not sure. And especially if you want to be a social...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to be a social...
I support Newcastle because my father did.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's a different reason. If it's a family thing, that's totally different. I'm talking about if you've got no association with it, full stop. Imagine if Pete started the Newcastle United channel the day that Newcastle got taken over and he was from London.
Oh, God.
How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? So
we're not going to see that now until we're higher on the table.
What I'm saying is don't let your club get hijacked by people who are in it just to make money. Yeah. Be honest. Always be yourself.
Like where were you like on YouTube and we're shit and that not doing very well and getting relegated, you know, twice. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, so just always be yourselves and always dominate the conversation with an authentic Newcastle voice, not a staged, managed plastic voice. That's what's happened with Manchester City. We've become stage managed.
The Steam Company's first video was 5 years ago.
I thought it was staged, but then again, it wasn't staged very well.
Jonathan says, sorry, my headphones are crap. That's no problem, Jonathan. You could manage to come in for a little bit, which is good. We've just got about under an hour left of the show left, so if you want to come in, the link's in the live chat. Just click in, I will see you in the waiting room. Please subscribe if you are new. And if you would like to donate as well, there is Super Chat available on the channel. As well, so if you hit the dollar sign and they'll take you through what to do next. So there you are. But we'll go just before about this man, Billy Kieran Trippier. But is that a player you would take at the club?
100%. He's a million times better than anything we've got in the back four. He gets forward, and the added bonus is he can take a fantastic free kick too, as we saw in the World Cup semi-final. So you'd be mad to say no to Kieran Trippier. I know he's 31, but I think he's still got 2 or 3 good years left in him. So absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. He has been known to take good set pieces as well. He's not getting much game time at Atletico, is he, at the moment?
He's been injured, hasn't he? I think he dislocated his collarbone or something, didn't he? So maybe a medical might be difficult for him to pass, but let's hope it all comes forward.
Let's see, but I know Newcastle, that's one of their choices that they would like to see at the football club.
As a side, if you watch them, I've watched them a few times. They've got good options off the bench. Got a competition everywhere.
You say that's 1-0 Arsenal, Billy?
Yeah. Martinelli, 48 minutes.
Martinelli. I mean, he's a cracking. I mean, that's a cracking young player. Arsenal brought through the academy. I would say.
Stark have just conceded as well after one more.
Tell you what. Speaking of Arsenal, what do we make of Aubameyang's stripped off the captain's armband?
Right decision.
Yeah, I'd say it makes sense. At the same time, I just don't think he likes Arteta either.
Yeah, he's not the same player he once was. Let's be honest.
His confidence looks rocked to bits at the moment. Rob, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
His attitude leaves a lot to be desired as well. I mean, I'm amazed it's took this long, to be honest.
I think he's going to leave in January.
Well, what do you want at your football club? Now, it's obvious that Mikel Arteta's got the backing of Arsenal. They brought him in for a reason, a long-term project. Aubameyang is a decent striker, but if he's not scoring goals and he's all over social media, then why the fuck would he be your captain?
Yeah, exactly. If he's not following,
you know what I mean? Do you want Kim Kardashian as your captain, or do you want an actual baller? You know,
they need to focus on getting rid of him in January and bringing in a striker who's actually going to finish like score for them on a regular basis, and not like coming to fight for that.
They gave the captain's armband to Lacazette, who seems like he doesn't want to even sign a new contract, and he's got like 6 months left. Like, what's that about?
Xhaka's still part of it as well.
Arsenal are kind of in the position that you'll be in 2 years' time. They're getting rid of the dead wood and the mate weights that were brought in by Emery and the last of Wenger's stuff and all the rest of it. They're still getting rid of their. I mean, it's clear Arteta has clearly got a type of player that he wants at Arsenal. Yep. You know, young, professional, hard-working footballers, but he's still got to deal with all of these superstars that he's been left with. So,
in a way,
also Aubameyang now.
I don't rate Arteta as a coach either. I think he's going to get better. No.
You don't. I do.
No.
I think he was an excellent footballer for Rangers and for Everton and Arsenal, but I think he's a long-term project. He's a very long-term project. Yeah. And if that's what Arsenal believe in, then they'll stick with it.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, let's not forget what Arsenal did. They spat the dummy out for 5 years saying that they wanted rid of Wenger. And then when they got rid of it, they looked like a championship team. So be careful what you wish for if you're an Arsenal fan. And
that's the thing.
Be patient. And I'd say the same to Newcastle. Be patient.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they've got to invest in Arteta, though. They've got to invest in him because he's a young, up-and-coming manager who has been a fantastic coach. Can he make the transgression? Time will tell, but if you invest in him, that's the only way you're going to find out.
Yeah,
and I think he has brought some decent young players in this season. They've got that Tavares, that Lalonga that they've bought.
You know why I say I don't rate him, though? Because the problem is he going to be another one who spits his dumb out if Arsenal don't invest, because Arsenal and investment don't go well. They don't invest that much in the side. That's why the fans are complaining all the time. Yeah, they might invest here, there and everywhere, but not where they want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see a lot of them on Arsenal fan TV, like this player's not coming in, that player's been promised to come in, but they haven't done this, they haven't done X, Y, Z. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think between the last 5 years, Arsenal have always had the excuse of we're paying off the stadium. I think they're out of that now. They can't use that as an excuse. No, it was always bollocks, but that was what they could say. But I don't think they can ever say that again. And if you look at Arteta's acquisitions, they have actually given him some money to spend. They've not given. They've not given Chelsea money, but
yeah.
The thing is, if Arsenal want to win the title without investing, they're going to have to do a Leicester, because that's kind of the level that that's the only way you're going to win the league without investing. Doing a Leicester, it's not going to happen. Yeah. They're going to have to invest quite heavy and support the manager. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
You might disagree, but I still think Spurs are ahead of them as well on terms of a side and the manager as well. They are. Like, if you look at Conte, he's actually better than Arteta. Like, look at his track record. Spurs have probably got a better side than Arsenal on paper.
In the short term, maybe, but not in the long term. Tottenham are absolutely. As soon as Harry Kane ages out, I mean, he's already fucking useless anyway. But as soon as a lot of their players age out, they've got to completely rebuild. And Conte's never been a manager for 5, 10, 15-year projects. He's been a manager for 2, 3 years.
I do genuinely think they'll back him.
Possibly.
Well, I don't think Conte is a Spurs type manager. I'll be honest with you. Conte is way too negative to be a Spurs type manager. Spurs go there for the attacking fans. They want attacking football, entertaining football. They're not going to get that with Conte. I don't think he'll have to.
He's a worse version of Mourinho, in all honesty.
Yeah, he is. He'll be there. If he lasts till the end of the season, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, because I think if he doesn't get back, he could possibly walk. And do you know what Daniel Levy's like? Because I can't stand that. Absolutely.
I think Spurs will turn things around.
Well, we'll see. It all depends. Will Daniel Levy pull his finger out?
I do. I genuinely do. They wouldn't have gone, above and beyond to get Conte if they believed that they wouldn't have backed him. Or if they're not going to back him. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see about that.
You never know with Levy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with Levy, because I can't stand the bloke at all. Cruzy, I hope you're doing well, bro. Is Trippier's good? But the question is are we currently good enough for him? I think he would improve our side.
Look, that's the problem.
I would definitely bring Trippier in.
I've got an answer for you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
In your current squad of 24, 25 players, you might have 6 or 7 that are actually rough diamonds. And if you bring a professional in, like I don't know how professional Kieran Trippier is, but if he actually has got his head screwed on, he might awaken the actual footballers that are hidden inside those rough diamonds.
That's a good point there, Rob.
So are Newcastle good enough for Trippier? Don't put yourselves down like that in a way, but him coming in might actually bring the best out of those other players.
Yeah, I mean...
We need a bit more experience. I don't think we've got enough experience on our side. That's what's sort of show.
Trippier
comes with experience.
Let's take Jacob Murphy. With Mankier behind him, he's having to track back if he's playing eyes and help the defence out. With Trippier behind him, he won't have to track back so much, and then you'll see him in the parts of the pitch where he'll benefit most. That's
a good point there, Billy.
Trippier does come with experience, though. He does. He's got the England experience, the semi-final. He's got all those years of Tottenham. Atletico has been an eye-opener for him. So he is the right kind of man that you need to bring in.
Yeah,
he's 31 years old, like you said before, but he can play till 34. Because
Does watching Mankier not wind you up, though? Why he winds me up? I don't think he's good enough.
He's not.
Not the best, no.
Mankier, like, he doesn't really, when he's running doing the wing, he's not even crossing the ball in.
Precisely.
Even Trippier can do that job, no problem. But Mankier just can't.
Mankier is a work hard. He isn't a good player, but he gives his 100%, and that's
basically that's the thing. And the other option, right back, we've got Samuel Crafted. He's an absolute crock of shit.
Yeah, you love him.
He's got to be sold.
Yeah, absolutely.
You told me you loved Emil Kraft.
Oh God, shit.
I'm just going off what you told me.
I don't think we'll be selling him. I think we'll have to give him away. A lot of these players, we won't sell. We'll have to just give them free transfers.
We need to sign at least 6 to 7 players by January.
I don't know. Do you know who these 7 players? Come on, then. Who's these 6, 7 players we're getting them?
Go on, then.
Well, I'll definitely Trippier.
Go on, then. Yeah.
Definitely bring him in.
Bruce.
Yep.
Jesse Lingard. I'd have him on loan. I'll have him on loan until the end of the season. Because I don't think we'll buy him straight away. I will get him on loan.
You need a hard worker. You don't need that much flair. You need someone with bollocks. That's what you need. You need like a James Milner, and that might be offensive saying that, but you need someone who just play in about 4 different positions and work his ass off, like Bernardo Silva does at Manchester City.
Yeah,
Bernardo Silva is ridiculous. He runs 15 kilometers every single match. He's only a slight little man, but he's everywhere. You need someone that is everywhere.
Lingard
isn't going to do that for you. Aubameyang's not going to do that for you. They're the flair players, but you need hard workers in that mix.
Our midfield is just gets overrun. It's not good enough.
Yeah, who's the other signings you've got then, Archer?
I'd probably get either James Tarkowski or Ben Mee, one of them.
Not bad shout.
Tarkowski's a good shout.
What about someone like a Conor Cody? Would you not?
I think Ben Mee's an attainable Conor Cody, if I'm honest. I think you'll have a lot easier time of getting Ben Mee out of Burnley than with Conor Cody out of Wolves.
I think we need another left back, to be fair.
Go on then, yeah. Who?
Anyone better than what we've got?
I can't even think of any left backs in the Premier League.
About Luca Digne from Everton.
Someone like a Matt Target type of player.
What about Alexander Zinchenko? Why don't you try and get him off us? He's a fucking world class left back.
He's great.
Think about him out of nowhere, really. Think his career.
He's a canny left back for City, like.
He's a hard worker as well.
You read the story about Zinchenko, like how he got a Man City and stuff. It's a fantastic watch.
Yeah,
if we saw
he plays
Zinchenko, he played midfield for us, well, but we wouldn't waste him at that back.
True. But I'm just thinking, I'm like, what Archer's just said there is just reeled off about £200 million worth of players. You ain't spending that in January. You've got to find other ways and means, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Stu says, how long can the rest of the league deny Man United a title? I bet Rob will be like to say,
I've got a wonderful answer for this question. I did read it and I've got a wonderful answer. Okay, Newcastle United and Manchester United, believe it or not, are in exactly the same position. However, your owners give a fuck about your future. Their owners don't. If you look at Old Trafford, it's falling to bits. It's scaffold. It's basically a bunch of scaffolding. They've got no youth facilities. They've got no future-proof facilities. And Newcastle, I'm sorry to say this, gentlemen, you're in the same position. You don't have proper youth facilities anymore. You don't have a modern stadium anymore. It's a wonderful stadium, but it's not a modern stadium that incorporates everything that they want it to do these days. But the difference between Newcastle and Manchester United is that your owners want to make changes to that. They want to invest in the youth. They want to invest in the wider facilities of the club. Manchester United don't. They've not cared in a decade to do that. So you're at the same stage as them, only they're going down and you're going up. It might take 5 years for you to actually be in their league position, but will they ever win a league title again? Yes, if they throw 300 million at it every season to try and buy the best players. But as a club, no, they're in absolute dire straits. Like if you go to Old Trafford recently, you look at the rats that run around outside and you get wet when you sat in the Stretford end. Because the club is absolutely in dire straits and it's falling apart. So,
I just thought I was pulling pants myself.
How long can the rest of the league deny Man United a title? Well, it's not really about what the rest of the league do. It's about what their owners do. And their owners just do not give it. As long as they've got fans in Taiwan and China and Australia who keep buying the shirts every season and keep watching them on their TV shows, the owners do not have to give a flying toss. And that's Manchester United in a nutshell. Whereas Newcastle, you've got owners that have come in. Put it this way, with your owners, that they are very public people. Now, if they started messing your club up and they got it wrong, it would reflect so badly on them. So that is in their best interest to get everything right, which they will do. Man United's owners don't give a crap if they got a bad public image. Bloody hell, how awful have they been for the last decade? And every article... Exactly. Every article's been written about them. Everyone slated them, and they just don't give a toss about it.
Exactly.
Your owners do, and they will. So you're in a lot better position.
They thought Solskjaer was going to be this marvelous manager, and he turns out it.
Definitely was. You see how bad he was at Cardiff? The point didn't he won.
This is what I was saying about bringing back former players as if they're going to save you. It ain't a thing. It very rarely works.
Newcastle relegated Cardiff. That said a lot about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah. I mean, how they thought he was a good manager, just said, finished second in the league, but won absolutely nothing with him in charge.
That was quite funny, how the way you described Man United scaffolding.
It's not. It's called Old Trafford, but it's not. It's old scaffold because that's what it is.
Scaffolding.
It's a wreck. It's an absolute wreck. Have you been there recently? It's terrible.
No, I haven't.
I've passed it. I've been to both actually, but not like inside. But I've been to both.
No. But well, so it's like
it
just sounds like the stadium's like it's fallen to bits completely.
You say St James is not modern. I mean, I get where you come from. I wouldn't be surprised if we start doing things. I'd be in favour of a move away from St James's and build a new stadium like what Tottenham have done.
It's a possible conversation. It is a dangerous thing to do because I mean we've been at the Etihad now for 19 years, and I still feel like I'm away from home. So that's always a thing. But what I would say as well is Newcastle, the city of Newcastle is it's the entire city supports your team. There are no other teams. The second you go to Manchester, you've got Manchester City and Manchester United. If you're a 5-10-year-old kid now, why the hell would you support United other than the fact that Ronaldo plays for him, who's a hype machine? But he's not going to last forever. You go to London, there's 5 or 6 teams that you can pick between. But if you're in Newcastle, you support Newcastle. So you've got that fan base. You've got an inherent built-in fan base that will always be there. And that's why you were selected by your owners to be the project. And you might, like Pete said, 5 years before you win a title. Okay. It might be 10 years, gentlemen. But the 10 years after that, you'll win a title every other year at least. Because it's a long-term project.
I would love to stay at St James's Park, but The thing is, they'll have bigger ambitions. If we can't extend him, because no doubt they want to extend it and get more in the stadium, like capacity-wise. I mean, the stadium's already lopsided anyway. There's not a lot they could probably do with it. But do you know what? There's places around Newcastle where they could actually like still build the new stadium and keep it within the city centre or within walking distance or driving distance, whatever. But for me, I could see them doing that. I could.
That's like I said, man. It's double-edged. It's always double-edged. Now, when we moved to the Eastlands in 2003, it was it used to be a coal mine, basically. The Bradford Collieries is what it was called. It was it's just wasteland since the 1960s. Yeah. So we've built you must have seen what we've done at Manchester, the Academy Stadium, the Women's Stadium. Yeah. We've got a hospital. Yeah. We've got a hospital and a college built into the campus. It's a massive, massive multi-billion-pound project for longevity. So if you want to take a similar approach that we took about this longevity model, then yeah, maybe you will have to start looking at alternative locations, because where St. James's Park is now, you come straight out of it and you've got main roads all around it, haven't you? So you can't exactly build youth facilities and stuff like that. So you might have to look elsewhere.
That's what I'm saying. We might have to switch. We might have to move.
But that won't be straight away. That'll be 10 years from now, 15 years from now.
Yeah,
there are other things that they can do before then. It's either way, it's exciting.
You look at our current training facilities as well. Like I think for me, they might move that as well.
That'll be one of the first things they do. That will be one of the first things they do. Your training facility.
That's terrible. I mean, it looks like a primary school.
Well, I tell you, when we got taken over. Well, I'm talking about primary schools. When we were at Main Road, we actually used to train in a primary school gym. That was our training facilities at Main Road.
Wow.
Okay.
That's what we used to train.
We've got paddling pools, wheelie bins, man. That's what we had.
Right, and all of these things cost money and take time. But the thing I will say is, in 2008, when we got taken over, we had players like Michael Johnson, who was a Manchester City lad, came up through the academy, and he got injury after injury after injury after injury. We had it in the 90s as well with a lad called Paul Lake. City lad, world-class player, injury, and half of it was to do with our facilities, and we didn't have the ability to treat and recuperate players. And that's what you'll find. So you have got to address all of these things, because they do support the support structure around your footballing staff is one of the most important things. And that's why I say that Manchester United are in this eternal decline, because they've spent no money on that. They just bring in 35, 36-year-old former world-class players and expect them to win them trophies. You can't do that, and you won't do that, because you've got serious owners that want to see you succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But time is all I can say. If we're sat here in 2030 and it's just coming together for you, you've got to hold out till then, because it's not overnight. It's never overnight.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a very good point to Rob. I'm hearing Austin's got a penalty against West Ham.
They're checking it. Sherwood doesn't think it is.
What channel is that on, Billy?
Sky Sports News I've got on in a minute.
All right.
They've sent Soufal off as well for second yellow, but Shearer seems to think they're going to overturn it because he's played the ball.
Shearer? Is he on Sky Sports tonight, Shearer?
Tim Sherwood.
Oh, Tim Sherwood. Oh, sorry, I couldn't see either. I'm up to with me comments. Johnny says Kieran Trippier has Premier League, Champions League and international experience. Certainly an upgrade for what we've currently done, despite Peter's love affair with Emil Kraft. Hey, God, Jody. Apart from Megabucks, what do we have to attract these players? Well, this is new ownership, and but we'll see. Johnny says I'll also take Matthias Ginter from Mönchengladbach.
Tell you what, mind there, lads. There's a couple of players I would like to have in January on loan if it's possible.
Who?
One was Donny van de Beek from Man United, if he's out of favour there, and the other one's Gini Wijnaldum. But the Gini one would be interesting, though, because obviously the thing is, he wants game time, doesn't he? He's not getting a PSG, but if we get relegated, then that's fine. Like if he's on loan, he just goes back.
I think the Van de Beek one might be a bit ambitious, because they'll want 80 million and 200 grand a week wages. I don't think that's realistic for the Van de Beek one.
How much do they want?
They'll probably want about 80 million, and he'll want about 200 grand a week wages. He'll want crazy wages.
You were saying, Billy?
The penalty was given. VAR didn't overturn it, and he's missed it. Soufal's been sent off.
Who missed the penalty, Billy?
Lacazette.
Lacazette, yeah.
Arteta's like, January's on the corner, you're getting sold. They lose this, your
Our
thoughts.
owners have potentially to replace Man United and Arsenal. That's a good point there, Jody. Jody says this is an interesting one. When West Ham left Upton Park, Bulling Ground, since part of the club's identity went, and their fan base claims it's never been the same, so I wouldn't want to create a new stadium elsewhere.
Look at them now.
This is why I'm saying it's a double-edged sword. You lose your soul, but you win trophies. It's finding the right balance, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because let's be honest here.
It's not always it, so it was a community club, wasn't it?
In 1923, we left Hyde Road to go and play at Main Road. And then in 2003, we left Main Road to go and play at the Etihad, at the City of Manchester Stadium. Do you think that anyone in 1923 gives a fuck about that now? They don't. They're dead. So it's unfortunate, but in 100 years' time, if you move stadiums tomorrow, in 100 years' time, there'll be nobody left alive that went to St. James's Park, so it won't matter. And you've kind of got to look at it a little bit in that way, even though that is slightly sad. You've got to get over yourselves a little bit.
I think it's really sad, mate. I really do think that. I'm such a traditionalist and romanticist at heart. You know, even the likes when you left Main Road, it saddened me because Main Road's a fantastic old stadium.
Yeah,
but having said that, and Goodison Park the same, and it's an awful stadium now. You know, so
yes. I mean,
if you want to grow, if you want to represent the ambition that your owners have got, you have got to make concessions. You have got to give up some stuff. This is what I said at the start of the conversation about remembering your past, and that's why it's important that you're the voice and the club's not the voice. For as good as the club might be, I mean, our owners are fantastic. They throw money at us and we win trophies. That's great on one side of it. But on the other side of it, they put the prices up of the tickets every year. They charge £4.50 for a pint of lager. You know, those might be small things that piss you off, but I don't ever pay £4.50 for a pint of lager because I'm not an idiot. I go
to that's you do that, and that's what you did do.
You go to the pub instead to watch it. And it's full time at Palace 2-2.
Yeah, that's probably two points dropped for Crystal Palace, I would say.
Yeah. Beale Greg's making said we should say to the James, but Rob's just made a good point there. So there you are. Sheeran at 69 we shared with the students, etc. when we trained in Durham.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
There's 11 minutes of stoppage time, you know, at Brighton and Wolves. Still 1-0 Wolves, but it's 11 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
They're in the 99th minute.
What's the score again, Sharky?
1-0 Wolves.
Oh.
And they're in the 99th minute. They're just approaching the 100th.
Yikes. Must have been an injury or something.
Something's kicking off. Something's kicking off again. Don't know, they're trying to separate it.
Stu says, I think this is a bet for you, Rob. Interested to know Rob's opinion on Salford City. The one thing you can't buy is fans.
You know what? I have got something to say about Salford City. Gary Neville is from Bury, which is North Manchester. Okay. Yeah. His father, Neville, had a stand at Bury named after him, the Neville stand. That their entire family's history are from the town of Bury. Yet he goes across town and buys Salford, and Bury go out of business. What does that say?
Really?
Why didn't he and his brothers and his mates get invested in Bury Football Club? Why did they have to bring this non-league club into success? Is that about hubris? Is that about ego? What's it about? Where you're building up a club?
Ego, definitely 100%.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're, why 100%. Are you building up why are you building up a tiny club when you've seen a historical club just go out of business?
What game was it? They put it on Facebook, and there was a picture like of their away fans, and there was only like 2 in the ground or something. And they were like, "That's the club that they've bought." What game was it? Was it this season? There was only like a couple of fans that turned up.
Yeah,
and they were like, "You should have bought Bury."
Of course, he should have bought Bury. He's from Bury, and it's a historical, prestigious club that have now, gone. It's silly, but it's at the end of the day, for as much as they might say, "Oh, it's about building the city of Salford up and having a good name in football," no, it's about ensuring that when he retires, age 60, that he's got something to retire on. It's money, but it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if they were saying the same league as Sunderland next season.
Yeah.
Jody says the entertainers trained up at Main Castle with the uni students. Beale Grant says £4.50 for a pint. That's a good price where I live down south. Well,
that's not just because you're getting ripped off.
Yeah, it's £2.10 in the working men's club where I go. So
I mean, you get that at Newcastle, right? And it's just flat. It's like $4.50. I feel ripped off, pal.
It's never a nice part in the football ground, is it? Let's be honest.
No, tastes like piss.
Yeah, it is shite. Yeah.
That's literally putting it the nicest way possible for like alcohol.
See, that's one thing about a modern club and a modern stadium. Tottenham Hotspurs, the only thing that they've got to brag about is the fact that they can pour you a fast pint.
Yeah.
That's literally what they brag about.
I've seen that, how the way they do their drinks there, and it looks wow.
Might as well put that in the trophy cabinet as one of the
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is in the last 5 years, that is their proudest achievement, the fact that they can pour you a fast pint.
Yeah, it's Spurs. It's the Spursy thing of doing it.
Yeah.
Johnny says the Strawberry do a decent pint.
Yeah, they do.
That's not on the ground, though, is it? It's just outside.
Well, it's right next to it.
They're the wrong people, though.
Yeah,
they're the fans on there, you know what I mean? But obviously they do the wrong thing away from the stadium. So we could do outside the ground when you get kicked out at full time. Get out. Cheers for the money, but you've kicked out now. No pints. Bye. That's literally what it is, and that's why the Strawberry's there, so people can go and have a pint after the game, you know what I mean, and stick around the stadium.
Rather than kicked away. The only money that the club get out of me is for my season ticket. And you can take that for whatever you want, but I've not bought a football shirt in 15 years. One, because I'm an adult male. Sorry, Pete.
That's all right.
I just don't, you know.
You have all the old school kits.
Of course I do, but that shirts used to cost 20-30 quid. Now they cost, if you want to buy your son or daughter a football shirt, it starts at 70 quid. If they want someone's name on the back of it, it's 110 quid. What world are we living in?
It's more expensive for me.
I've stopped now getting the name on the back of it. It's a lot more money. Plus, it's becoming a bit more difficult to get the numbers not on.
Yeah, I mean, because it's for what we sell, it's about 65 for the shirt. It's about an extra 15 for the name on the back, and it's an extra £5 to get
that's a week shopping for a family.
And
it's madness.
And it's an extra £5 for the Premier League badges.
If you take
when they first started, they charged per letter, didn't they, for the name you had? They charge £1 a letter or whatever, or £2 a letter.
I think they just do it one price now at £15.
They do now, but when they first come in, I want a shirt with Beardsley on the back. It goes, you can fuck off, you'll have coal.
I had on the back. It always used to set me back a fortune because it obviously was such a long name. Thing is, when I've got the shirt this season, I didn't get my name and number on the back, but it's also like not a bad thing to do because down the line it could be worth something. You know what I mean? With no name and number on it.
As an investment, sure, that's fine if you want something to pass on to your kids and all the rest of it. But like one thing that you've not asked me tonight, and I really thought you might have asked me, is about the European Super League and how we got into bed with the devil. But I threw the baby out of the bathwater when that happened because I just thought, how the fuck could we get in bed with them? The clubs that have tried dragging us down for the last 10 years, saying that we're financially doping and all the rest of it, and then we get in bed with them. So after that point, because they are going to try it again, by the way. They're totally going to try it again. And even if the next time doesn't succeed, they're going to try it again after that. So I just don't give the club money anymore other than my season ticket. I don't buy pies. I don't buy pints in the ground. I've got a mate who's a soft sod, and he moans about the club all the time, but he buys his boy a bag of Skittles and a bottle of Sprite, which costs seven quid every game.
Wow.
You know, I'm like, you're moaning about the club, but you're spending £7 a game.
Yeah, exactly.
You're basically giving them a seal of approval. Is what
I've never been to a football game, but like the hockey team that's in my city, like even at the arena, like it's like $8 Canadian for one slice of pizza.
Ryan, when you come to St. James's?
I don't know. Hopefully, like in a year or two.
The only thing that I'm curious about is, right, it's 90 minutes of your life. Why is it that people suddenly have to fucking get pie, chips, peas, and all the rest? Can they not? Are they going to starve to death in 90 minutes? Can they not wait? You know, or go before
don't buy anything to me. I wouldn't rip myself. I feel like I'm ripping myself dry.
Is the food even good at St. James's?
It's awful everywhere, mate. It's the same shit.
Now it's all you've got to use by card now. They're not taking cash inside the ground as well.
Oh, okay.
You literally get like the horriblest looking hot chocolate. I was like a bottle. It's like, oh yeah, it's disgusting. And I've just paid like £3-4 for that. Not that I would, but you
know,
the
Man City with how prestigious they are kind of now. They don't even give you high quality food at the stadium.
It depends. Inside the ground, it's pucker pies like everywhere else, or Hollands pies, which are just like your most generic cheap shite. Outside the ground, they have this thing now called a stadium experience, which is for all your day trippers. it's mainly for Chinese fans who come and spend 300-400 before going home, because it's a once in a lifetime experience for them. They splash the cash. It's like when British people go to Niagara Falls or Florida,
That'll be
Disney
me
or
when I
something
come
like
to
that.
England.
Oh, but that's what we do when we're on holiday. We spunk money and we go, oh yeah, it's an holiday thing. It's an holiday thing. Who cares? And then
It's part of the experience. It's part of the culture and experience.
Exactly. So outside the ground, you can get like pulled pork and gourmet ribs and all this crap, but that's not football for me. It just isn't, and that's why I'm a dinosaur. I get called a dinosaur all the time.
Yeah, you may as well go to your local takeaway or something.
It's not cheaper though.
We used to.
How long you been watching City, Rob?
Right, so 40 years in total, 34. This is my 35th year as a season ticket holder. So 40 years in total.
I saw you beat us at Wembley in '76. Sad to say.
I wasn't born. I wasn't born until 81, but yeah. And then also in 1968 at St James's Park when we won the league as well. They still see the black and white footage of that. Beautiful times.
That was the year I was born, but Dennis threw over a kick will long remain in my memory.
I'm actually mates with a guy that played in that game called Glenn Keeley. Now he's more famous.
Played for Newcastle centre half.
Yeah. He's more famous for playing for Everton against Liverpool and getting sent off in about 4 seconds. But
Blackburn as well. That was his debut, I think, for Everton as well.
Yeah, he got sent off.
Full time at the MS. Brighton have lost and Wolves have won 1-0.
All right, fair. Beetle says my Spurs friend said they could pour 1 million pints a game. Not sure if I believe him.
Probably can, but what achievement?
Do
you want to be known?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to be known as Newcastle United, the club that can serve 1,000 pies a minute? You don't want to be known as that, do you?
No, definitely not. No. Beale says Hanwell Town FC shirts only 30 quid.
Oh, is that the London team that they black and white? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, the non-league team.
Yeah. I heard about them.
Yeah, Jody says best thing about St James's Park is that Tesco is over the road, so that £7 for Sprite and a bag of sweets will be £3 if that long. Yeah, the rest you've got that small Tesco's just right next to the ground as well.
It's like when you go to the cinema as well. In the one in the gate. And they're charging you like 3-4 quid for a bag of sweets, but yet the quid shop's just literally across the road. And you literally how you in your core pockets now.
See,
it's a worldwide thing.
Like I said, I'm a traditionalist. I go into the football steaming drunk because I've been in Wetherspoon since 8 o'clock in the morning. Right?
Oh wow! I didn't think I could do that, Rob. At 8 o'clock in the morning.
I think you could. You like a good drink.
Well, I don't do it that early in the morning.
Mate, you get your Wetherspoon's breakfast and a pint. It's encouraged. You know what I mean? It's encouraged and it's cheap. But you turn up at 2:30. You get the bus from the city centre to the ground, and you walk in. You have a piss because you need a piss. But you don't. Fucking hell, you don't get a bag of sweets, mate. You're a grown man.
I get Skittles.
Can you not survive for 90 minutes without something in your hands to fiddle with? You know what I mean? Fucking hell, wear a long coat if you want to touch yourself. I don't know.
To be fair, when Steve Bruce was manager, I mean, a few people want to lob a few things, didn't they?
Tell you what, Rob, you can't go wrong with Wetherspoons. I totally agree with that. You've got you've got a lot of cheap drinks in there that do some really good ones as well.
Peter, on Sunday you should try it for the Man City game. Start like at 8 o'clock.
Might make it more bearable, Pete.
You know what we do, though? We had a bit of...
it's going to be a long game anyway, so you know what I mean? Just try and grin and bear it.
Well,
am I the only one thinking that you lot are going to get something out of us on Sunday? Have you
because you're a Man City fan.
Education, Rob, that'd be about it.
I mean, if we could have half of your players, and maybe I'll be a bit more optimistic. Just half of your players.
If you take our bench before the game, you might have a chance. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what?
Your bench would literally make our start 11.
But here's the other thing as well. Let me throw this at you, right? The only thing that I've ever wanted to see as a Manchester City fan is a team full of Mancs. That's the only thing I've ever wanted to see.
Might be a team full of Joeys. We might not lose the games.
But it's never happened, mate. That's the thing. We've got Cole Palmer, McAtee, all these young kids. Phil Foden's actually finally come through, thank fuck. But we've got all of these kids coming through our academy, and they have done for years and years. And they just get farmed out to other clubs and forgotten about. Yeah. Now, so it's great that we've got David Silvers and Bernardo Silvers and João Cancelos and blah, 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 blah. But they're somebody else's local hero. I want to see my local heroes play.
Tell you what, man, he's going to crack and play for Man City in the next couple of years. That Palmer, he scored a good goal. Was it?
Yeah,
He's a cracking player.
He will. But the thing is, mate, in the City team at the minute, he gets 5 minutes every other game. If he was in the Newcastle team, he'd get 90 minutes.
Yeah, there's just too much
Okay,
competition.
you tell us things. We might put a little bit in general.
I don't think
you're
surprising away.
No, just get him on run.
Yeah. You know what will happen on Sunday is Joao Cancelo will score again against us.
Or unless he scores an own goal, like Jeff Hendrick kicks us off his arse or something, the card's in.
Oh god!
Scored the 96 minutes.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, we had Sean Goater, Gareth Taylor up front for us, mate. And the only way we'd score is if it got pinged off their arse or their heads or something. They didn't know they'd scored a goal, but you've just got to go through it. You've got to go to get to the Sergio Aguero. You know, to get to Sergio Aguero, you've got to go through the Sean Goaters. And I don't want to disrespect Sean Goater because he was a legend. He scored against United a couple of times, but you've got to suck it up. Like imagine if let's say that you had a 16-year-old Alan Shearer now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were us, he'd never get a fucking game.
No.
How sad would you be about that? You'd be devastated. So this is what I'm saying. I keep saying to you, double-edged sword, mate. Double-edged sword.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
So Man City have brought through some great players over the years, haven't they? Going back before me even, but you Colin Bowles and even the Brightwell brothers and them kind of
David Brightwell and Ian Brightwell, yeah, great. But if I go and ask, sorry, about David Brightwell and Ian Brightwell, if I go and ask a City fan now that's 25 years or younger, oh, do you remember David Brightwell, or has your dad told you about David Brightwell? They ain't got a fucking clue, mate. They ain't got a clue.
Yeah. Tell you what, though, where that shit, we could actually may as well get Shearer back.
We could do with someone like it.
Anyone who's retired, bring him back.
Well, if you think about this, Matt Crooks is a good Borough player. Do you want players from Borough?
No. I mean that team's a bit crooked, like, isn't
it? Stu says, Billy, check out the pictures of Jan Venegor of Hesselink playing for Hull. The lettering on the back of his shirt nearly went down his waist.
Yeah. You want his name on your back, £2 a letter.
It's not like I've done it again. They've fucking scored in the 97th minute.
Well, we used to have Sean Wright Phillips playing for us, and he was a tiny little thing. And his name, it's because his brother Bradley was in the same squad. So on the back of his shirt, he used to have S. Wright Phillips, and it was almost wrapped round in a fucking circle. It was that small.
Well, it says Borough beat Man City 8-1 a few years ago.
They battered us, and I was there. And guess what we didn't do? Guess what we didn't do? We didn't walk out. That's one thing about Manchester City fans. Honestly, you can say whatever you want about our home support, our modern fans, but when we've got an away game, we travel in numbers. We always fill the away end. And we always, even if we're getting beat 8-1 by Borough, blah, 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 we stay to the end and we sing songs about bananas or whatever. Because...
Yeah, and that's not highlighted because it's popular to just make fun of the home support you guys got, not filling stadiums.
Yeah.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 who scored?
Smith Rose.
It
was Smith Rose because I've got like Manchester.
I mean, Rob, I gotta ask you about Mendy. Is he ever? There's no way he plays for Man City again, does he?
No, he's done, mate. He's done skis. He's see you later, bye bye forever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
who's the new left back that you guys are gonna get now?
Yeah, we've got Cancelo and Zinchenko, mate, and then we've got Wilson Esperand who's coming through the academy. Don't worry about us. I will say, by the way, about so I'm upsetting some of your fans, Peter. By
no, sorry.
All I'm trying to do is prepare you for your. All I'm trying to do is prepare you for your future. I'm just trying to prepare you for your future. That's all.
Absolutely, that's a good thing. Yes, definitely.
So the thing that is never talked about when Borough beat us 8-1, by the way, is the fact that our manager had been sacked the day before. You know.
I see. Players wouldn't have been up for it. You know what I mean? They would have been slightly down.
Why would they fought blood, sweat, and tears for 2 seasons under this manager who they all loved, by the way. They all loved Sven-Göran Eriksson, especially Richard Dunn. They loved him. So once they found out he'd been sacked, why would you want to play for him anymore? Yes, you can say respect, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, if we're on that pitch and we know that our best mate of a manager's just been sacked, we're going to put in a half-assed performance as well. So
yeah. No.
That's what the players did for the Bruce.
What do the City fans think of Kevin Keegan, Rob?
Love him. King Kev.
There you go. We're all in the same boat then.
Well, yes. Lee's got a point here. Well, he's got a quote here. Who's Mendy the bloke picking the bar of soap for in the prison shower as well? He's not getting played for Man City, which is the right thing until they know what the final.
No, even if I'm sorry to say, but even if he's completely innocent, he's never playing football in this country again. The only time that it's ever happened is that you remember Ched Evans, who was at Sheffield United, who came through the City Academy, by the way. Yep. He got convicted of rape, and then that was quashed, and he played again a couple of games for like Barrow in Furness or something like that. I can't quite remember, but it's very hard to come back from that. Very, very, very hard to come back from that.
Oh, I know a club that'll take him, man.
Newcastle.
Sunderland.
Oh, with Adam Johnson.
Yeah, they'll take anyone on them.
And listen, Manchester City are not trying to hide anything about Benjamin Mendy, but you've got to look at it realistically. As a football club, you can't come out and say one way or another about a player, can you? It's a legal process, gentlemen.
If this was at Arsenal, it would be the most
conspiracy.
If this situation happened with Mendy, if he was at Arsenal, it'd be the most confusing thing because they wouldn't like not give a straight answer, but they wouldn't give you like four like answers almost.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. It's a legal process. So whether you want a club, I mean, imagine, is any club ever going to come out and give a statement? Here's what we think about Benjamin Mendy. It ain't happening ever. So take the tinfoil hats off.
Too much confidentiality.
We're not protected by the Illuminati. Manchester City are not impervious. Don't. This is what I don't want. I don't want people to hate my club for the wrong reasons. Hate us for the right reasons.
Yeah.
It's not our fault that Benjamin Mendy's a potential rapist. It's not, is it? It's not mine as a match-going fan's fault. Yeah. So, you know what I mean?
And it's good that you're not even known for that because your club like managed the whole situation well. Yeah, there's a memes here and there, but it's not the popular thing.
But it's what Newcastle at some point in Newcastle future, you are going to have something controversial happen.
And cause it happen.
And you'll have to deal with it in the same way. So, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? What were you going to say, Billy, mate?
Even when we start winning games, like, I remember when you used to be crap and I wish you would lose games and that, you know what I mean? But then we just get used to it. We're gonna have fans digging it where it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to me.
But that's what I'm saying, though. What'll happen, right? So what usually happens with Manchester City is someone takes a photograph off Sky Sports, like a screenshot, 45 minutes before kickoff when there's 10,000 empty seats, and they'll go, haha, they couldn't even fill the stadium again today.
Yeah, it's all out of context.
That's going to happen to you all the time, and it's who gives a shit because you're winning trophies. That's all I'll say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can only focus on your own club anyway. What your players do, you don't care about what the media think.
Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is, when Man City were in Division 3, they were still filling fucking Main Road out every week.
Mate, we built 2 extra stands. We built the Gene Kelly stand between the North Stand and the Kippax and the scoreboard end to accommodate more fans. We went from an average attendance of 29,000 to 33,000 in the 3rd tier of English football. There's only idiots like us that do that sort of stuff.
Astonishing.
I mean, but look at Sunderland when they got relegated. Like there was that stupid documentary Sunderland Till I Die where there's one guy he stood in front. But he stood in front of about 40,000 empty seats and he goes, "We're Sunderland, we never give up, we're always here." And it's like, who? You and who? You and who, mate? You know what I mean?
They're struggling to get out of League One these days for 4 seasons and still, doing a Sunderland.
Season 3 coming out.
Like I said, accuse Manchester City of whatever you want. Just don't. The actual fans, the match-going fans that have been there 30, 40, 50, 60 years, why have you got an agenda against them? Go after the club itself. Talk about how they dope money financially, if they do. Talk about how they buy the league, if they do. But you don't. What the fuck, man? If Newcastle United are playing against Manchester United, guess who supports Newcastle for the day? Manchester City fans. You know what I mean? When you're playing Liverpool tomorrow night, guess who we're supporting? We're supporting Newcastle against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, bit of perspective about it all.
Absolutely.
But then when we're third in the league and that they don't want to support, it's just us, isn't it? Us against the league.
He says it's been well muted over Mendy. Well, yeah. Lee says Man United might have got Ronaldo.
Oh, you heard that? The new thing going around. I want to watch Newcastle versus Man United because I want to watch Ronaldo. I'm like, yeah, mate.
Wait, our fans were saying that?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I got any spare tickets because I want to watch Ronaldo. It's like, you can watch him on the TV.
I got in trouble. I'm in the south stand. I don't know if you've been to the Etihad or not, but I'm in the south stand.
Not since 2006.
I'm right next to the away fans in the south stand, and when it's a Champions League night, you don't necessarily get your season ticket seat. So I've been in a couple of situations when there's a bunch of tourists and day trippers that are on the row in front of me. And every time that someone like Neymar or Messi or Mbappe comes over for a corner, they've got the mobile phones out filming the fucker. And I just slap them out their hands because I'm like, you're here for the fucking Manchester City for the start, not these fucking idiots.
That's precisely the point. Like, I get like people want to go to the game and that, and they want to watch Man United and that, but like, just come out anyway, you know what I mean? Like, if it's in Newcastle versus Burnley, like, what's the big rush because of Ronaldo, you know what I mean? Why he's not rushing to watch Newcastle versus Burnley or Newcastle versus Norwich? Like, I get it's Ronaldo, but like, yeah. You know what I mean? The thing is, it's on the telly. It's not like you can't watch it.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good. Totally agree. That's a good point. But yeah, we've just got about just under 10 minutes left of the show.
I mean, by the way, I will take this scenario in the 90th minute. Newcastle win 1-0, and Ronaldo scores an own goal. He's on net. That'll be good.
Do you think he's been that brilliant since come back to Premier League, Ronaldo?
He's been average.
No, really, has he?
He's a good painter and decorator, mate.
Yeah, no,
he's not the same as what he was first time around at Man United.
I mean, we nearly gave him a hat-trick out of nowhere, didn't we? I mean, he wasn't great in the game. We just gave him 2 very easy goals.
Literally gifted him 2 goals.
Yeah, we weren't even that good. Like, we literally gifted him 2 goals. And he won't score 2 in his life. You know what I mean? It was embarrassing that day. We lost 4-1. Shouldn't have been 4-1 defeat.
Exactly. I mean, at least as says, I'm expecting people to see people wearing Ronaldo shirts in the home end and recording them just like the Norwich City fans did. I mean, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all.
Should let him in the home end with Man United shirts on.
Did you see the one Norwich fan that was just sticking his fingers up? Care in the world. He didn't give a care in the world. He's like, yeah, Tony Ronaldo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's a bit more paid off because they actually played quite well, and then all of a sudden they got a penalty. It was a bit of a daft one, really. It was a penalty.
I didn't think it was actually.
You know, I didn't think it was either.
Nah, they only give it probably because it's Ronaldo.
I think it was just one of them 50-50 ones. I mean, you either give it or you do it. You know what I mean? But they played well in the game. I'll give them it. I mean, that big chances. No, but it's obviously bottom side this didn't hit him.
Yeah, well. That's a good thing. But I still don't think Man United have looked impressive with the new manager. They've only scraped 1-0 victories so far.
Like anyhow, though, he needs the window. Like if they get back,
yeah, if he gets.
I mean, they're welcome to Jeff Hendrick, Shelby. I mean, they can take the pick of our squad one.
But who would Man United want to sign in January?
And will they give Ragnick money, given he's going to be gone in fucking May?
Yeah,
well, if he's only the temporary manager at the moment. I mean, do you get this whole temporary management thing with Man United at the moment? Like they did it first with Solskjaer, and now they're doing it with Ralph now.
Obviously, don't they?
He's still got a commitment with the other club, though, hasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Sport director, I think he can't really be too rash and say, "Oh, well, actually, I want to stay at Man United for like the next 5 years," when he's already committed somewhere else.
Jody says 1-0s are still wins. So, well, yeah, that's true.
Jeff Hendrick with a win on the ball. That'll be fun. Comes on for literally the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Screaming like he did against West Ham. That'll be fun.
Yes, that's it. Definitely.
Eddie Howe, you've just been given a new 3-year deal. Well done, Jeff.
Well, I know we've had some score predictions in the game before, but we'll go with the rest of them before. We'll go with the rest. I haven't made a score prediction. Go on, Will. Ryan, what's your score prediction, Ryan? What game against Liverpool?
3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. That's been pretty optimistic because you'd expected them to pump loads of goals there. Billy, what you going with?
I think 5-0.
5-0. Wow, that's a real possibility. Archer?
I'm going 4-0.
I know I could ask Rob, how do you think, what will the score prediction be against Liverpool for us?
It'll be 2-1 to Liverpool, and it'll be 1-1 for about 8 to 9 minutes, and then Origi will come in off the bench or something and ruin your night. But I really think if you really fucking try, you can get something out of it because they are there to be got at. That's all I know.
This is Eddie Howe. It's not Steve Bruce, and we certainly don't want to go. And hopefully, we'll not see any more five at the back garbage anymore.
Yeah, but he's still got Steve Bruce's players, Pete.
Well, true. Is he trying to get the best out of him? Eddie? That's the thing, yeah. I mean, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. But I think we all expecting that the worst could possibly happen massively. That is definitely this thing. So, but anyways,
I think we'll get more than Liverpool against us.
It's going to be for a long night tomorrow, like.
Well, possibly, yeah. But again, we'll just wait and see. I mean, Liverpool 1-0 win, just a 1-0 win against Villa from a penalty. But
what are you saying, Peter?
Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'm expecting the worst, anyways. But
what are you saying, score prediction wise?
I've got 4-0 Liverpool actually.
Oh, wait, man, Peter, now like a bit of positivity.
I'm telling you, you've got to be a bit more optimistic about it because Liverpool are rattled. They are rattled right now. They've only been sneaking results recently. They've not battered anyone.
It'd be funny if actually for straight Jurgen Klopp. It'd be funny as anything.
And they watched every single Liverpool staff member watched those batter Leeds last night.
That's what I'm saying. They'd be scared.
Absolutely. I think, we've got some other comments in. Jordy says, Joe Linton to score the win against City in the dying moment with an assist from Hendry. Oh.
I hope you do. I seriously hope you do. I'm telling you, we've got to lose a game sometime. And I'd rather it be against Newcastle than somebody else like Burnley or something. So.
Well, we'll see, yeah, possibly Joe Linton's been on.
I think we can echo that sentiment.
White Trust says 6-0 Liverpool.
I do get the whole thing that Joe Linton works hard. I just want him to score goals.
That's the thing. He's not really a score. He's not a goal scorer though. I think he's now playing in a different role under Eddie Howe. I think he could possibly.
As much as that, I agree. I still want him to score goals though. That's what we pay the money for.
We'll see. Well, yeah. We'll see.
Mike Ashley must be laughing at us in our half time. Must laugh at us, mate. What the fuck?
Yeah. Jody says Liverpool 5-0 and 4-0 Man City. We'll see. Hi, Jonathan says, hi, Peter and Charlie. Thank you for letting me come on tonight and have a chat with you. No problem, Jonathan. Shearer says 3-0, but like a win or a draw. Take that all day long.
What I'm going to say is if we're 2 or 3-0 down by half time, I've got work the next day, so I might just go to sleep. I got to half time.
Barbara says I have 10 euros on a 1-2.
2-1 Newcastle. She's going on 2-1 Newcastle.
I'll just say
that means if you win, you'll lose. You're going to lose €10, Barbara. I think.
Might come off though.
I'll just say to you, use every defeat that you suffer. Use it as ammunition for when you're battering these teams in 5 years' time. Seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be funny when we start like doing it together and they just don't like it. Like, oh, Newcastle won a game. I get used to it. Suck it up.
Exactly.
Well, I still want the Benz on Man United for 96.
The old Newcastle, like under Mike Ashley when we're just getting battered left, right, and centre. Now we're competing.
Mm-hmm.
Get used to it.
Absolutely. I mean, but yeah. Is it on BT the game tomorrow? Actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I thought it was on Amazon.
There's 3 games on tomorrow, so they're on BT.
Now, why is it Thursday, by the way? Like, I get it's during the week, but why do they leave it so late?
The Everton game's on Amazon, Sharky.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You know what? Why are we playing on it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we playing on a Thursday and we've got to play Man City on the Sunday? Like, we've only got a couple of days.
Because match-going fans don't matter.
It's just, you know what? It annoys us because we've got two of the best sides in the league in the space of 3 days. Do you know what I mean? We'll be knackered. Imagine that, all the energy that we use tomorrow against Liverpool, we then play Man City, we know how good you are. And whatever you say, it could be a close game. We could be out with sight by half time because we're knackered.
That's fine though, isn't it? Because Eddie Howe's not going to look at the Liverpool game and the City game and go, fuck it, we'll get 6 points out of this. He's not. Yeah. He's got his priorities somewhere else, hasn't he? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I in the January, you'll go, I can't wait to buy Scott Parker's Bournemouth player. Get in. Is that Bournemouth? Is that Bournemouth in the top 2? Not anymore. I'm buying your players.
Well, apparently there's rumours we want Steve Cook.
Yeah, we are literally going to be buying Bournemouth side. That's the only way we're going to try and stay in the league, but we're not going to.
Barbara, Fraser put a 2-1 to Newcastle. Oh, wow, Barbara.
Oh, big Dominic Solanke. Oh, we'll buy him.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of the show. It's been another cracker one. Come on, Billy, let's hear that song one more time again.
You ready for it again?
Yay!
Come on.
He's left the Brazilian, but he is 1 in a million. And now he's dipping his wick into Jillian. It's John Sinclair.
Pete, Pete, do you mind if I give a little bit of a plug?
Yeah, sure.
About our Sunday night show. Now, yeah, I'm a Manchester City fan, but hopefully you might have heard tonight that I'm not just a generic knobhead who's, whatever. Mm-hmm. But we have a show on YouTube every week called The 20 on a Sunday night where we talk about all teams. And we try and be fair. We try and talk about all teams fairly. We don't like Liverpool and we don't like Man United, but most other teams we talk quite respectfully about. So if you won't mind checking us out at least once and joining us even, come and give your voice as a Newcastle fan on the 20th.
Yeah, that would be something a good idea. Why not? Yeah. Just so what's the channel called again?
It's the MCFC, the Mancunian Way.
MCFC, right? I'll have a look. I'll just double check. MCFC, the Mancunian. Yeah, just double check out first.
Yeah, we just have a weekly show every Sunday evening at 8:00. You might not be in the best of moods. You might not be in the best of moods this Sunday, but
Put Shithouse in a little draw against you.
Well, if you Shithouse in
we'll not play 5 at the back. We'll literally just play like 9. 9 at the back, and then
if you do, mate, come and brag about it on Sunday.
There you go.
No, screw it. We'll play 10 and we'll just leave Wilson up front.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put the name of the channel in the live chat. So if anyone wants to go subscribe,
yeah, I'll just type in your chat.
Yeah, Rob.
I've
learned more about Man City than I ever have before. Like, this is a good education.
Yeah,
on this.
There we are. That's the channel.
Great club, mate. Great club, man.
I was just all I'm trying to do is represent the club fairly because it's easy to like I said before about there are some people in social media that represent Manchester City and they've got no fucking connection at all with the club. And I don't want to hear it all the time. Like, listen, trust me, it's great winning trophies, but you don't need to ram it down everyone else's throats because we went for it was 44 years before without a league title. It was 34 years without winning a trophy. So we've been in your position. And you will become a great, powerful, mighty club again. And at the heart of that needs to be real fans like yourselves. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, thank you very much for that. So again, thank you very much again for tonight, guys.
No problem. Thanks, on Peter. Thanks, lad.
No problem. I'll see you soon. See you, Ryan.
Nice to meet you, Rob.
Stay there, man. Take it easy. Stay well. Stay safe.
See you, Billy.
Bye.
Billy.
Bye.
See you, Chan. See you, Rob. Thank you very much for tonight.
Yeah. Have you got after you finish your show? Have you got a couple of minutes to chat, mate? Or
yeah, can do, mate. Well, I'll do. I'll just drop you in the background and
yeah, no problem.
No problem. So I'll just quickly end the show and I'll talk to you for a bit. Okay. Well, guys, again, another fantastic live show, and yes, I think the show's going very, very well now. So it's a good thing I've started to do this a lot more regularly, massively now. But thank you very much again for those who dropped your comments in the live chat as well, who came in the show as well. I'll just read this one because I missed it out from White Trout. Mitro has come back. I'm sorry, Mitrovic is not coming back to Newcastle. I don't think I'd have him back now anymore. But thank you very much, guys. Again, don't forget to like, comment as well. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. It's really good to help build this channel up even further as well. And I shall catch us all later. Take care. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.